Let's see who's about. Hello, buddy. How you doing? Nice to see you. How you doing? All right? I'm just a bit bored, actually. Mrs. P's gone to bed early. Ethan's gone out on a beer. Riley's in bed. Nana's in her room. Josh is upstairs on the Xbox. So, well, I thought I'd have a little live and just have a natter see who's about. There wasn't many people on live. Hi, Paige. How you doing, honey? Hi, Tacky. So I just thought I'd do a little live stream. Nothing big, nothing planned. Just sat down, chilled out at home. Nothing on TV. I don't watch a lot of TV anyway. And there was not many people going live I could see. So, glad that Raphael Scrapper's just gone live just now. So, hopefully not step on his toes, but there's no one else about. Oh, yeah. How you doing? Oh, Jay, how you doing? You go Dizzy Vids, how you doing? MJ, how you doing? What are you up to? Are you all just chilled out? Hammy Hunter, how you doing? I'll put a link down. See who wants to pop on it. That wasn't planned. Let's put that in there. There you go, knock yourselves out. Now, my internet's not that good actually indoors. My internet's actually better in the shack. But I'm actually indoors in the front room. Right, Will, how you doing? Will, did you send me something yesterday? Was it you, Will? I think it was. A Talks bit for a still? If so, that come today. I think it was you, Will. Might pop up for 10 minutes. Don't knock yourself out, Jay, will you? You know what I mean? Don't feel like you're pressured to do it. All right, Luke, how you doing? I'm actually working on my wife's car at the minute. I'm working. I just took a heater blower out and resistor because it ain't working. I did make, yeah. You sent a T27 bit Torx and a 4-mix valve tool. You didn't. There's only one item in the envelope, buddy. I'll go and get it in a minute. But there's only one item in there, mate. Thank you anyway. Much appreciated. And all that. I'm going to open it on my tomorrow's live stream, but there's only one Torx bit in there, I think. How you doing, Benedict? How you doing, buddy? Links there. Feel free. There you go. Oh, here he comes. Well, as soon as he shows his camera. Right, let's see your ugly mug. There's you. I can see you. How you doing, Poppet?
All right.
Hang on, I can't hear you. Let me turn it up a touch. What do you mean for 10 minutes? Like you're going to give me a time slot?
Sorry about
that. What else you got to do then?
No, I'm just really tired. That was all. So.
Oh, I don't give it all that. You're just going to go upstairs with a bloody pump, ain't you? It's tech. Speaking of pumps.
No, I'm going to go poach an egg. I'm going to be a wild poaching an egg.
Right, before we start, we're not talking about pumps or eggs on this channel. Can't do it because I start going off on a tangent and don't know when to stop myself.
Fair enough.
So, first thing, let me just put my pump down out of the way and move my eggs. That's good. How you doing, Jack? Nice to see you, buddy. I'm good. I changed the wing on my son's car. Had an argument with some street furniture. Okay, cool. Yeah, I took out the heater blower out of Mrs. P's car today, and that's knackered. I took the resistor out as well. That's knackered. So she's got no heating at all in her car in a minute. Oh, I've just been raided or something. Mr. Wandering Haggis raid. Oh, thank you very much, Haggis. Nice to see you. Nice to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Hello, Paigey. How you doing? Nice to see you, sweetheart.
No, something I was going to ask you, Mick. You know, on a Briggs carburettor, you know, on the main jet, you've got like that metal, that gauze that goes over it.
Are we discussing an L-shaped Briggs 3.5 Classic flathead, or are we discussing the 300 350E overhead valve, or are we discussing the 450E? Oh, you got to narrow it down, Jay. There's plenty of Briggses out there, sweetheart.
You know, like the one I have on my Mountfield.
Yeah.
Can you remember?
Okay.
I think
L-shaped
L-shaped one.
flathead. Yeah, L-shaped flathead.
Yeah. Well, over the main jet, there's like a gauze that goes over it, isn't there? My mate's bought one, but he's took the carb off and it hasn't got the gauze over the main jet. He was just wondering if it'll run without that, or does it need the gauze on it?
It will run without it. Ideally, the job is if your tank's dirty, or there's bits floating about in your petrol, it's going to get sucked up via the straw. It'll then go down into the well, and then it'll sit in the bottom of the well, and that's where obviously your main jet goes into the well, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, anything in the bottom of that well, if there ain't no metal gauze filter on it, then that's going to suck it straight up into the main jet, and you'll have carb problems. So it's not essential, as long as the fuel tank is spotless and the bottom well is spotless.
Right. I'll tell him to give it a good clean, because he's only bought it today, like, and he just asked me about it, but I wasn't sure if it could run without it or not. So
yeah, it run without it. It's just a filter, Jay.
Right.
You can do other little things to get around it. You know what I mean? You can even buy the little metal gauze sheets and just cut a bit out. You can actually buy the filters separately as well. They're only pennies.
Right.
But I might have a couple of spares. You want me to post one up to you? But by the time I post it to you, you can probably get one for about 99p off Amazon. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No worries.
But yeah, they're run without it. They're run without it.
Right. Cheers.
No worries. Hiya, small town. How are you doing? Oh, Luke, how are you doing, buddy? I've not seen you in person for a little while, my old buddy boy. The link is there, Luke, if you're not too busy. I understand you probably are busy. You're probably up to your nuts in chainsaw bits and pieces. But if you are free, Luke, yeah, it'd be nice to see you, sweetheart. Jay talks. He does talk now and again, Paige, but you do have to tempt him into it. And what I find the best thing to do is just to blow him on up, so he's got to talk, because he hates that. He absolutely.
I've got no option then, have I? Really?
Edward Thomas is back in the room. How you doing? Yeah. So have you discussed with Paige about your nasty sandwich challenge yet, Jay?
Yeah, we've discussed it. Obviously, I'm a bit busy at the moment, and she's busy, so we're trying to organise a time slot when we both got free time to go on and do it. So
cool. Are you doing what? Are you doing it separately, or are you going to jump on her stream?
I'll probably jump on to one of Paige's lives and try and do it on there. If not, if the time slots don't match, then I'll probably do it myself and do a video on it.
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good. How you doing, fam? Nice to see you. Edward Thomas is back in the room, so no doubt they'll be up to trouble in a minute with Edward Thomas in the house. So that's good. So, Tech, what are you up to? I thought you were busy.
I am very busy, but I'm just got crashed tonight and keep just going try and chill out now. We've been to the hospital. We've been to shopping. We've been doing all sorts.
Oh, I've been busy, have you?
And then top it off, I've had to do a lot of little things on the internet because I got bloody bombarded with people.
Bombarded?
Yes, I've got like my inbox basically. My inbox is always clear at weekends. So a lot of people ask me questions and I couldn't be bothered with it until I get back. But yeah, some priority people wanted me.
Am I on that list of priority people? Because I bloody well should be.
And me?
Well, you are. You've got the private email address. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I have. Yeah, I might send you some nice pictures then. I tell you're a tacky boy. Who's this here? Scrapping together. He's trying to come up. You have to put your camera on, sweetheart. down a bit, Scraps. Just so I can see the top of your head. I can't see the bottom of your head, buddy. Just make sure you're not a troll, darling. That's all it is. There you go. Yeah, that's better. I know your face anywhere. There you go. You can come on up, and buddy. There you go. Just make sure you're not someone who you're not supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Leaning back.
Yeah. Techie, you're a tech boy, aren't you?
Yeah.
I've just had an email come through.
Nobody could be as scary on here as me.
You're about as scary as they come. Saying that I purchased a hoodie, and you all know me. I ain't fashion conscious any way, shape, or form. It's where is it? Tommy Hilfiger for 50 nicker. It's being dispatched to Romford in Essex. I got an email to say I bought it, but I've gone on my Amazon account. It ain't on there. I've gone on my PayPal account. It ain't on there.
Scam.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, there's plenty of them going around this time of the year.
Yeah, I did get an email to say that Amazon's picked up some suspicious activity on my Amazon account.
Yeah,
but they blocked it all. I've now put two-step stuff in it to stop people.
Yeah, the issue is at the moment, Mick. You've got a review. You've got a good list there, and what people are trying to do is trying to influence you. They can't do it without your password or the second verification.
Yeah, I think I'm safe. I think I got it sus.
Yeah, you're fine. If you've got a second
Okay,
verification, I've got Iris one. I've got where the eye is on the mobile.
Yeah, I think I've sorted it.
Yeah.
What did Luke? Luke just said, "Not in the shed, Mick. Come on, there must be plenty of stuff that." No, there ain't, Luke. I tell you, I am up to date. I've got a few bits to do, but nothing major. I'm working on my car at the minute, Luke, trying to get Mrs. P's heater working because the aircon's packed up, and I think Citroen wanted 300 nicker for a blower heater pump. I ain't paying that, so I went onto eBay, got a second-hand one, bought a brand new resistor. I've tested the old one; it don't work. So,
are they easy to get out on them cars, Mick?
Say again.
Are they easy to get out on them Citroens?
Yeah, piece of piss. Yeah, 4 bolts.
All right.
I've
never worked on one of them, so I didn't know how
I'm doing
to
a video
work.
on it. I'm doing a video, so you better see. It's only a bit of paneling, 4 bolts, a couple of wires, and it just falls straight out in your hand.
Right.
So I took the pump apart and the motor apart, and I put direct feed wires on it, hooked up to the battery, and it don't spin. So I'm guessing the motor's cooked. But there's plenty of copper in it, so I need to just throw it in the bin rather than give it to a scrapper to collect. Hey.
Yeah. On some of them motors, they're cooked because of this of the silicon chip. There's like a heated chip on them, and if you go to, like, say if you got a problem with voltage or something.
Yeah, I think what's happening is I think the motor's got a bit wet in the main bearing. That's started to seize. That's eventually packed up, and now the resistor's tried to turn the motor on.
Yeah.
And the resistor's now packed up. So I've got the whole lot for 80 quid.
Yeah,
so,
that's not too bad.
Mick, do you wear hats? As in caps? I wear woolly hats in the winter when I work. I do wear a cap actually. Yeah. Why is that, David? I do wear caps and hats. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He wears the Durex on his head when he goes robbering.
Yeah, I do wear a cap. I've got nothing here. And you've got Paige there saying, I have hair products to send Mick. I've got Paige giving all the big and all of a sudden. Orange. Does anyone know how to fix laptops? You're in the wrong stream.
No.
I do, but I'm in the wrong stream. Go on my stream later in the week.
Makes a change working on cars. I like working on. Look, I'm not a mechanic, but I will have a go. Do a bit of research. Check.
And hit it as many times as possible. I guarantee it'll never bother you again.
Hi, Kathy. So I've done a bit of research, checked some forums out, and what have you, and it looks simple enough. So yeah, I'll give it a go. I've had Land Rovers in the past. I've had Range Rovers. I've had Suzuki Jeeps and all sorts of. I've always done my own starter motors, alternators, injectors, injection pumps. I've always done it myself, so I'll have a go at it. I'm not a mechanic. Bama Mud Mowers is in the house. How you doing, Dougie boy? Nice to see you.
Mini Metro, I like the old Mini Metros. They're easy to work on.
Now Kathy's giving me sticks. He said I need a toupee. What's going on tonight?
I think Roy's the one with the toupee.
I tell you, I think everyone's had a sherbet tonight, ain't they? Everyone's had a beer. They're giving me stick.
I'll have a few next week.
Just curious, Mick. Why are you curious, David? Why did you think of a question? Do I wear a hat? And then you're just curious. Is there a punchline coming at some point?
All I can say is right said Fred.
Mate, I've got the broadest of shoulders, and I've got the thickest skin like a rhino, so you won't penetrate me. You got to try a lot harder than that.
I'm just saying what you said the other day when you said it.
Problem with vehicles is need special tools. Yeah, that's the issue. I mean, even the two bolts on the back of the blow-up motor, Luke, they were like the Torx ones, but they were the male Torx ones.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I actually had some, but I only bought them because I had a problem with a Vauxhall Astra water pump once. Any mower purchases in the works, Mick? Yeah, I've got a few bits I'm working on, but Christmas has got to come first. So get Christmas out of the way, and I'll be on it like a tramp on chips. Who's this ugly bloke wants to come up here on the panel now? He looks really ugly. Who's that? I can't see. You're going to have to at least smile or do something with that face of yours, because that's not a pretty face I'm looking at. Bump, there he is. How you doing, Dougie?
I just got another
lawnmower,
lawn tractor. Mick.
Post it over, bruv. I'll have it.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Dougie. What's up, JJ?
Anything
What's up,
runs.
Scrappy?
Post it over.
Back part of it runs wide open constantly.
Oh, well, I'll do a swap. I've got a heater blower motor full of copper you can have. You post a mower over.
That'll be a lot of post.
There you go. That'll be all right. I've got a troll in the chat. Can someone get rid of it, please?
Yeah.
I would if I was there, but I can't see them.
Are you on it, Tech? Purple one?
It took all
Yeah,
I could do to get the dang thing truck. And it was still hitting both fender wells in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Must be a small truck.
Just keep an eye on the chat for me, please, Techie.
I mean, both.
Mick.
Say again, Doug.
Mama, say hello to all the gentlemen.
Oh, gentlemen. Oh, you're in the wrong chat. You're in the wrong chat.
Yeah.
No, size Chevrolet. Long bed.
Kathy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's
Kathy
got a 42.
After your live, will you read your hangouts? Yeah, I will do, Kathy. Not a problem yet. No worries, Kathy. See you soon. Take it easy.
Come here, Lily.
It's got a 42 scrap.
Scrappy, yeah, you get a few people come in, just want to try and ruin your day. Just don't fit into it. I'm not worried about it. That's why I've got mods.
Care Bear.
I'm just going to run my phone alongside it.
Go sleep. I want you to lay down
Hey,
for
Mick.
5 minutes. Go get your
Yeah.
Started vaping.
2 minutes more. I'll put down 2 seconds. I'm going to play it back.
Set this up. 2 seconds.
I'm going to play
I'll come back. That's better. What did you do, Doug?
Started vaping.
That's not you. That's better.
49-pound package.
What's that then?
It's a vape.
That's a TV. That's a remote control, isn't it, for TV?
No, it's a vape.
Oh, it's a pod.
Hey.
It's a vape pod.
Go away with me.
Are you cooking me breakfast? Yeah, it's a pod. Yeah, okay, that's cool. That's all right, brother, isn't it? How do you?
What are you doing?
That's the battery.
That's the bearings. Yeah, okay. Where's the pull cord?
Yeah, the pull card's up here.
Or was it electric start?
It's electric start, actually.
Sure. I don't know what bat phone's going. That'd be YouTube presenters. Probably wears a hat too often, hence no hair. Oh, cheers for that, Matt. I think you fine. Just catch up with a chat here. Now Matt's on the wind up.
Yeah, I think I better send Martin some more stickers. I think he's a bit annoyed that he's only got one and you got 3.
I did tell him I got 3.
I know.
Yeah. I wired up my chipper exhaust. Oh, you welded up the chipper exhaust. Oh, cool. Well done, mate. No worries. I do a little bit of welding, mainly
That
stick
is that
welding.
little
I don't do a great
that
deal.
they're rebuilding the frame up there.
I don't do a great deal of welding. I do a bit of stick. That's about it.
The frame's out of the way. They're trying to weld steel onto the.
I don't. As I said, I don't do a great deal of it, but I do a little bit of MIG welding.
I am in Jay.
Off and on.
I'll have you a video tomorrow, Mick.
So you keep teasing me with that video, and it still ain't here. And don't go give me you ain't well. I don't want to be hearing that noise. Put your big boy panties on and get on with it.
That's right. I just figure I'd take a couple days for Thanksgiving, you know.
Yeah, I understand, Doug. I ain't playing with you, buddy. I still got plenty of hair. I go to a barber's. Luke, you go to a barber's once every summer solstice. Don't give me you go to barbers every. You go. It's the longest day of the year. You go. In fact, I reckon you cut your hair with hedge cutters. Yeah, I enjoy welding, Luke, but I just don't do enough of it. That's the problem. So what you been doing, Dougie boy? What you been up to?
Let's see. Day before Thanksgiving, my buddy came up. We cut the whole floorboard out of the driver's side of that truck. We got the new floorboard set in, tacked in. We still gotta weld it in. I still gotta weld it in. I got one little piece to do on the passenger side, and that'll be done. And that's about it.
I got 4 new tires.
I got 4 new tires and rims on my truck.
Yeah.
I got my car back last night. The wife took it out, went to town, and on the way back, it quit. So now it's got to go back in the shop. Yeah, it's got to go back in the shop.
What happened there then?
See, the GM products, the charging system goes through the starter, and I think something happens between the alternator and the starter, and it just starter won't turn over the motor.
Yeah,
so I think the starter shorted out.
There's a little bitty thing on that wire. There's a little bitty thing on that little diode. That little diode went out. Cut both sides of it off. Never have a problem with it again.
Yeah.
Because all I have is GM and Fords.
I'd rather have a Ford sit in my driveway, but I got 2 GM products.
Right now is my big full drive GM. Yeah, four-wheel drive crew cab that needs all of the injectors changed in it. I ain't got the $400 to buy the injector.
It's kind of expensive, ain't it?
In it.
Oh, we've got some serious people coming in here tonight. You know, Mod, just keep an eye out for me, please.
Poor thing would.
Thank you very much,
Jay. You got a 5.3 in it?
What's up, Nick?
What's up, Steve?
Man, putting up TV.
I'm just.
No.
We're just putting some mods in the place.
Oh, shit.
We're gonna get this
Think
TV
so?
put
I guess what got it. It's got the equivalent of a 350 Chevy in it.
Okay. Well, 5.7, I think it is.
Is what they said at the car parts place.
Luke wants to know.
Yeah.
Luke wants to know what sort of welding you do, Doug.
Yeah.
I got a wire welder. I got a Harbor Freight wire welder, TIG welder. I wish I had a stick welder.
I've got a stick welder. You can join it.
Black and
I would
orange?
love to have a stick welder.
An orange.
Is the welder black and orange?
No, mine's
Yeah.
black and blue.
Got three.
Hold on a minute. Let me look.
I've got
I gotta
three of
look in
them.
the Harbor Freight magazine.
That's it, lads. Keep on them. Good lads. Keep them people out of there. We don't need to see people like that.
Have anybody seen the new tools at Walmart?
No, we don't have a Walmart over here.
The new heart tools.
No, we don't have it over here.
You ain't got a Walmart over there?
No, you know I don't have a
The
Walmart
white
over here.
green one? Yeah. I was looking at them today.
Yes, mate. He got his pen. He opened it up yesterday on a live stream. Gary, thanks, mate. He was super impressed with it. He's been. And then your dad told him to draw on the walls indoors. Oh, it's not a good idea. He was super impressed.
That's the one I got right there.
Hang on, Doug. Let me blow you up, sweetheart. That's right. That'll do you.
That's the one I got right there.
That's good.
They sitting down.
All right, Jay.
All right.
Yeah, good. As long as you're all right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Ooh.
What you been up to, Jay? Much anything?
Not much. I put a couple of videos on in the last week or so. But I'm sort of gonna wait till New Year, concentrate on getting a lot more on then. Yeah, it's just silly season at work for us.
Jay, can you say e-bag or make it thump?
E-bag or make it thump.
I love it. Come on,
You want to do this when Johnny Five's on, because he's from Yorkshire as well.
Steve, you ain't getting nothing done, brother. It's no good you sitting there flexing your guns, chop, and get on with it.
I'll get it done. I have to put all this crap together first.
I know what you like, Steve. You'll end up 4 hours on a live stream and getting nothing done.
We got all this shit.
No, Riley didn't bin it and ask for a Kinder Egg. He loved it, actually. Yeah, he had a Kinder Egg today. I got him a Kinder Egg today. He was quite happy with that. He's not very well, my little Riley boy. He's got a cold. He ain't doing very well at all.
Is that lump going down on his head, Mick?
Yeah, it's going down now, mate. Yeah, I put ice on it as soon as he got indoors. Yeah, the egg like a ping pong ball, so I drew a face on it. He was quite happy with that. His mum wasn't. It was because I'm playing the
Or he's shipping Walmart's ass backwards.
Hi, Granddad. How you
What
doing?
do you do? Run into a door?
No, his behaviours took a drop, Doug. He started headbutting the floor at school. So the teachers had made me come pick him up.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he wasn't doing very well. So time I got there, he'd calmed down and he was good as gold. But yeah, he had a big bump on his head like a ping pong ball. So I put a smiley face on it. He was well chuffed with that. It was like his best friend.
Take like a spoon that's been in the freezer and place on it. It'll knock down the swelling.
Yeah, I put a bag of peas on it, bag of frozen peas, and just stuck them on his bonnet. He didn't like that, but it soon come down. He was all right. Well, you got to do these things, didn't you? Yeah, you got to try and keep it going. Link to Jay's channel if possible. Jason's, I'll send you a link. Jace.
Hey, Mick, why can't shit ever come put together all already, man?
Because that's why you paid a cheap price for it. Let me just run that link.
If you look in the instructions, it says it's supposed to be put up professionally.
Do what?
I think it says in the instructions to have professionally installed.
I've installed.
That's the reason why we're professional. I know. That's the reason why we're professionals.
Yep. For professional hillbilly, right?
And we don't read instructions.
It sounds like heaven is sounds like heaven is getting it in the ear hole.
Mm-hmm.
Can we all give a thumbs up for Mick? Oh, you ain't got to do that. It is what it is. I'm not worried if it's thumbs up or thumbs down. Don't bother me.
Hey, scrap it together. Have you looked at the tractor at all? Scrapping.
He's got some serious lag, I think. He's just sitting there. He's just sitting there watching me. I'm watching him. Let's have a look at him. There he is. He's just sitting there looking at people. Can't you hear that one? Can you not hear? Scrapping together. Can you hear me? Earth to scrapping together. Are you there?
Have I what? My sound cut out there for a minute.
Yeah.
Have you looked at that tractor at all?
Stupid Wi-Fi. Am I doing any better yet?
Can you hear me?
Is it working yet?
Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Can you hear us? Oh, here we go.
I hear you just fine. I didn't know that this was a Verizon commercial.
Go out and give me a hammer and I'm gonna fix this.
I got plenty of hammers around here. Just ask Nick. You can't find shit in my garage.
Yeah. To be fair, Steve can't even open the door of his garage.
I know where it is. It's the last place you left it.
Exactly.
There you go. You heard that. So Doug said, "What did you say,
yeah,
Doug?"
But I'm still hearing the lag. A little bit of a lag. It's raining and storming over here, so that
Doug,
might be part of it.
I was asking, have you looked at that riding no more yet? I guess you still didn't hear it.
Hello, Willie. You right there, mate?
Not woke
right,
up.
Steve. I hope that was your drill.
I'll
put my pause up. Right, I sweat up. Mick, did you find your lost tool when you moved your workshop? Nap. That's easy. No, I didn't. It'll show up.
I like the two new ball-peen hammers you got, man. They're cool.
3.
3 of them. Did you get the set? Ooh.
Got the set, and I got a set of pry bars. And did you see my nice new stool? That's proper.
I said, boy, that's sweet.
That's cool.
That's a proper tractor. That's a proper tractor seat, boy.
Yeah. You're not having it. It's mine.
Oh, come on, bub.
The reason I got it is because it's slightly taller than your one, Doug, and because my lift table is slightly higher. So that's why I went for it.
Right.
Lucas said, "Where's Roy?" I've not seen Roy all day. I know he went to Liverpool. I'm hoping he didn't get mugged. I don't know where Roy Boy is. He's about somewhere. Okay. Was it a drill or serious bad sense of gas? It could have been a bit of both. I know Steve is there with a power tool, and you do not upset Steve when he has a power tool in his hands. You all right, Steve?
Yeah, I'm good.
How's it going?
I got one more bolt.
Right. Do you want me to hold it? Do you want me to hold something for you?
You're funny.
I know. Not as funny as this. Right, Jake, how you doing?
He's running 4-inch lag bolts in the wall.
It's only 10:30 at night over there. That was nice. That was nice in the headphones. Yeah, I bet it was. I think he's finished drilling now. Are you finished drilling? Oh, he's done.
Oh, the hammer gunning.
I take it you tested for water pipes and electrical cables first, yeah?
No.
No, you just went straight in the wall, yeah?
Yep.
You're living life on the edge.
No, I
There
know
you
where the wires are because where the old mount was, I just went right below it.
Yeah, I was doing my bathroom last year. I completely replumbed the whole bathroom by hand, did it all myself. And then I was laying the floorboards back, and I had one board left, the last board, screwed it down, just whop, straight for the gas, straight for the water.
Oh my God!
Double whammy.
Oh my Lord!
I was like, what? Why can I hear water dropping?
Yeah.
What's that gas? Double whammy. Yeah, I got both of them. Tractor seat style stall. Yeah, it is cool as.
Yeah.
Hey, Mick, as the old saying goes, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all.
Exactly that. I hear you, brother. I'm with you. Yeah, it's like an old fashioned John Deere style seat, Luke. With a back. Yeah, it's cool. Allen wrenches, but with a ball.
Yeah, it came with the little.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
First one ever had to come with a little.
Yeah.
I just guessed. And well, it came with this template right there.
I'm gonna say give Raleigh a big old hug.
I would do, but he's in bed at the minute. I'll do it later on. He's yakking. You finished yakking?
Yeah, you hit the studs.
No, he's still yakking. So yeah, I've got the old hi Perry, how you doing?
The main plum though.
Oh, he's still going. You alright, mate?
Talking to my son.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, but people are saying they wouldn't want to use the neighbours.
I got about a week and a half, maybe. If this rain would ever quit, I'd be done. But every time I go to do a job, it rains on me. So.
I gotta go look at this.
You're not made of sugar, are you, sweetheart?
As the old saying goes, shit just gets soggy and floats away.
Exactly that. Skin's waterproof, brother.
Oh, bio would be great.
So what do you do for the wintertime? Anything?
If it snows, then I'll do snow. But if not, then I'll start doing scrapping and whatnot.
Or he goes and cuts snow.
Shut up, Mick, about the snow shit.
Or goes poop picking.
Take that to your mom.
Don't, Steve. Steve, don't ignore me. Don't you? You go. If you're not cutting snow, you're going poop picking.
Poop picking.
You were in a lawn the other week with about 55 dog turds in it.
Oh yeah, the one that's still on. That's still on my camera right here. I haven't uploaded yet.
Yeah, it's nothing worse than hitting a dog banger.
Oh my! They're still downstairs covered in shit.
What do you mean?
The boots are sitting down there.
Literally covered.
The whole soles up with dog shit.
Oh.
Both of them.
Have fun.
Hi, Rhonda. How you doing? Rhonda says hi, JJ.
Hey, well, I got to job about where I'm just walking off.
Mick will start working on snowblowers. There's over in the UK over here. There's no call for them. I've not even seen a snowblower for sale in a shop.
There ain't no call for them down here in Alabama neither.
No, they're just a generator with an auger on them, right? Never ever come across one. Never once. I've come across a couple of strimmer sweepers, but I've never even had a blow in the shop. Never once.
Hey, Bama, what
I like to get the tires off them.
are you from?
Say again, babe.
Talladega, Alabama.
Talladega. Hell yeah, that's where I'm at, brother. Talladega Super Speedway.
Yes, sir. I'm about 10 miles away from it.
That's one of my dream tracks to go to. That and Daytona.
Ah, Mr. Bruce Pinder has just stumbled across the live stream. How you doing, Brucey?
Well, hello, Mr. Bruce.
Hi, Bruce.
I bet Bruce has got his brand spanking new pants on.
Yeah, hello.
Bruce repaired.
Mr. Bruce Pender.
If you watch his last video, he repaired his pants. His pants had a button issue.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not going to discuss what take one was all about because he had to do a take two. You got to watch it. I'm not discussing it.
Walking in his head.
Did he have to put a piece? Did he have to put a piece of tie wire on it or zip tie?
Brother, you got to watch the video. That's all I'm saying. It was. I had a little chuckle to myself because I could see what he was doing, and it wasn't until he held the pants up he realised that I'm keeping quiet. He's got his pants on. Good lad, Bruce. It was funny. Links in the chat if anyone wants to come on up. Feel free. So yeah, that was cool. And nice to see you, Brucey boy. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope you're okay. I know you snowed in, Bruce.
Hey Mick, I was
Yeah,
surprised the other day seeing Zippo Vodka on the live stream, man.
And it's all down to Brucey boy. He I sent him that wall clock the other week. I think Zippo commented, and then next thing I know, he's up on the stream, and then bugging me. He came up yesterday as well. And the thing is, I don't know if he got into trouble, but he was supposed to get up and do some work in his shop. His missus went to work, and 4 hours later, he still sat in the chair supping coffee on my live stream.
Was he really? He's a great guy. I love the living dickens out of him. He's a great guy.
He didn't get a very lot done that day, I don't think. I think literally he got in the shop as his missus was walking in the door.
Miss Lisa.
And he was like, cool, tough day. Hi Perry, how you doing? Yeah, it is a nice clock, Bruce, and I'm glad you like it. Only one thing, Bruce, I did notice you tried to pull the pull cord on it. I did notice that because you were trying to see if it was a good spare or not. Yeah, Zippo does rock. You're quite right. Yeah. So Zip come on over, and I think we had about 6 people on the chat, and we were just chatting about cast iron brigs. We were chatting about RC engines. We were chatting about it was just a good old fashioned talking about turning wrenches and whacking stuff with a hammer. It was good. Looking for parts. Yeah, I know you, Bruce. that'd be on a mower. I know what's going on.
Sunday afternoon, he does a live stream.
Yeah, he does. I don't know what time that's going to accumulate over here. I think it's going to be about 1:30 in the morning. I think.
Yeah, it's about 6 o'clock in the afternoon. In the evening, he comes on.
That'd be about midnight then. He did sound welcome over there, so I might nip over and go and say hi.
I've been trying to tell him if you can do a StreamYard so you can get a couple people on with you. You know what I mean?
Well, he was talking on my stream, and
I know, Paige. I know. I thought it would be 10 minutes, but
he was saying how cool this is, and I think it might be something he might be looking into doing later on.
Yeah, I got a few people using this now too.
Say again.
So I got a few people using this now also. What the hell? Freaking screen.
Yeah, it's just a good way of doing it. Because you can get different people for different walks of life up on there, you know, and from all over the world, which is cool. Because everyone does stuff different. That's Bruce's new video, I think. How to save 145 in a day. Yeah, something like that. Go and check him out, Brucey Pinder. He's in there. He's a cool dude. He's a super cool dude. I like him a lot. A great
Steve,
deal.
where you at? Up in Ohio?
Yeah, tell Luke, take it easy, mate. Luke, I'm live tomorrow, so feel free to pop on over 2 o'clock, mate. I'm live. If you fancy a coffee and a biscuit, come on over, mate. You know, you're always welcome, buddy.
Where was that, Steve?
He can't hear. Stephen.
Yeah.
Where were you at? Up in Ohio?
Yeah, up in Cincinnati.
Okay. Yep.
Good old Cincinnati, as I call it.
Cincinnati.
I spent 4 months in Cincinnati.
What, in a local penitentiary?
Yeah. The railroad, actually, Mick. The railroad.
The railroad.
CSX, Conrail, Indiana.
CSX.
CSX.
I was with CSX.
CSX has got a yard right there underneath the Western Hills Viaduct. My backyard.
We replaced the rail from Franklin, which is just outside of Ohio.
Yeah.
All the way across the Ohio River to Kentucky. We replaced the rail and plates and nails.
I'll tell you, the best stuff to build a retaining wall is out of the old railroad ties.
David Young's in Ohio, apparently, or that's where he's from. He says he was. Yeah, apparently Doug was in the local pen and he was wearing orange.
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 Orange. I was wearing orange. Paige.
Orange, and he was making making registration plates out of aluminum. Aluminium.
Aluminum.
In fact, Steve, on our time off, you know, we stopped there at those 2 flea markets, one on each side of the highway, right there outside of Cincinnati.
Up in Monroe. Yeah. Treasure Isle, Trader's World, and Caesar's Creek. There's 3 up there.
Oh, David Young now lives in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You can say it.
Las Vegas, Nevada.
I'd like to go there one day, just to see it. That's all, just to see it.
To see what, Vegas?
Yeah, I think so.
You ain't missing much.
No, I understand that, but you're already over there, aren't you? You know what I mean?
I've never been there. You ain't missing much.
To be fair, we've got Blackpool over here.
Jesus Christ. Bruce says it's minus 23 over there at the moment. That's when bits start to fall off.
23 Celsius.
That's nippy.
It's 41 degrees here.
That's cold.
We're running at -2 over here.
Yeah, Paige doesn't live in Michigan. She lives in Milwaukee. No. It begins with M.
Minnesota.
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
No. Minneapolis.
Manchester. I don't know where she lives. She'll tell me in a minute.
It's 73 Fahrenheit down here in Alabama.
Oh, that's t-shirt weather, Doug.
I need that weather up here.
That's t-shirt.
Dry and warm.
Over here, down here in the south, if it's minus 23, I might put a hat on. You know.
That's a rigid. He's got a rigid in his hand.
Yeah. A what?
No, it's a Black & Decker.
Oh, it looked like a rigid almost.
No, it's the Black & Decker Matrix.
Missouri.
Okay, that's the one that swaps out. The head of it swaps out.
It's Missouri.
Jay, say it.
Missouri. Oh, you mean Yorkshire one?
Missouri. You got to say it with the southern accent.
I've
Yeah,
got
but-
some accent. Jason, say
E-bagum.
Go on, say it fully.
E-bagum.
Eki thump. Do it with the
Eki
eki thump as well.
thump.
E-bagum.
Do the whole lot.
E-bagum. Eki thump.
The old flying Yorkshireman.
Hey, Jay, if you don't mind me asking, where are you from, brother?
Who?
Jay. JJ's.
I'm from Yorkshire in England.
That's
Yorkshire.
kind of like
Blonde hair, blue eyes.
Yeah.
E-bagum eki thump.
Anybody
from the
wants a
one with the
blonde hair,
episode.
blue eye, 6-year-old?
Hey?
Anybody
that?
wants a blonde hair, blue eye, 6-year-old?
Dog, this is child friendly.
Oh, babe, I know been through
That's what I'm trying to get rid of.
So she's full of tea and vinegar.
I'll pick up the rails bare hand, minus 23 degrees, with my crane. Oh, Paige, it's always raining in Manhattan, where you live.
Well, it's New York. New York and
Manhattan, New York. God,
She lives in Missouri, but you're from Manhattan.
I don't know where she's from. She tells me, Paige tells me a
Missouri.
different place every time I speak to her. Last week, she was in Arizona.
well, she could be traveling.
She's always traveling. Oh, Scottish Projects is in the house. How you doing, Chrissy boy? Nice to see you.
Chris.
Yorkshire tea. I hate Yorkshire tea. Do you drink Yorkshire tea, Jay? Oh, don't go.
Yes, I do.
Don't go give me that look. You can go down there out the way for a bit and behave yourself. This is not even going to happen on my stream today. You going to behave?
Yes.
Take criticism as it's meant to be. I hate
I will
Yorkshire
do,
tea.
yes. Yorkshire tea, I like it. Some people don't. It's not everyone's taste.
The snow, me state in Missouri. Is it snowing then? Hi, Rob. How are you doing? Nice to see you, buddy. El Grey. I remember once I was working on the railway, and it was about 4 years ago, and we had storms just before Christmas. In fact, it was a day before Christmas Eve, and we had hurricane force winds coming in, gales and floods, all that sort of stuff. And
Hurricane?
because I was on the old on the chainsaw gang. I did my day's work, 6 till 4. I went home, got my dinner, and the winds came in about 6:30 at night. Got a phone call. Can you load and go to these places and cut these trees up? So off I went. I didn't get back in until 10:30 the following morning. But halfway through the night, I was up to my knees in water. I've cut about 30 trees back, what have you. And I was soaked. I had my full wet weather gear on, the whole shebang, and I was soaked. And I went up into a little tiny signal box, and the signaller said, "Do you want a cup of tea, mate?" I said, "Oh, absolutely. I love a cup of coffee if you got it." He said, "I only drink tea." I said, "I have tea." He said, "But I only drink green tea." He got no sugar, no milk, and all he had was green tea. I just said, "It's fine, mate. I ain't that hard up." I went back out again. I'm not drinking green tea if I was on my last legs. It's as simple as that. It's not happening.
Hot green tea, huh?
It's not
Green
happening.
tea is good if you're sick. Other than that, no.
I was sick. My chainsaw cutting gear weighed about 14 stone where it's so wet. I was freezing cold. I was shaking. I was darn near brinking hypothermia, and I still ain't drinking green tea. It ain't happening. Hi, Ian. How you doing? Nice to see you. PG tips for me. Who said PG tips? Ramsmo. There's a kiddie. There you go. You can't beat PG tips. There you go. PGs. Your Yorkshire tea, you can poke it up your body. It's not going to happen.
Yes, Edward, I like Yorkshire puddings as well.
The chainsaw gang is one of my pet's nightmares. I was in the chainsaw gang. Yeah, I tell you something. Green tea, Ramsmo. It ain't happening. Hey, great stream. Also, some green tea is good. No, it's not. It's not good for you. Some of my mates drink all this fruity stuff. It just don't appeal to me at all. Tetley's tea is the worst. Who said that? Will, behave yourself.
You said what kind of tea is the worst?
Tetley's.
Lipton.
Now, I don't like any kind of tea or nothing. No sugar, no.
Days, Mick, yeah. I can remember. I was at one spot, Chris, and I was cutting some trees down, and there were 2 elms, just off of where I was cutting this other tree up. And I was saying to my spotter, keep an eye on them 2 there, will you? Just keep an eye. And the train was right in front of me. I was cutting this tree up quick as I could, whilst my spotter was watching these elms in the storm. I got the tree all cut up, nipped it all back. We threw it up the bank, and we went and sat in the cab of a train because what we were doing, we were riding the train down at 5 miles an hour, clearing the route as we went. And as soon as I got in the cab, I took my jacket off, give it a shake, went and sat in the front of the cab. As we pulled forward, one of these trees landed straight on top of the train that he was spotting. So another 45 seconds later, that tree would have had me. Yeah, it would have had me. Yeah.
From one side to the track past the gravel, how much room you got?
It all depends, Doug. Some places you can have a foot, other places you can have 14 foot, 10, 20 foot. Yeah, Chris, that's just for you. You can have that.
I think where the track lays, which is 4 foot.
4 foot 8 and 3/8.
Yeah, between one track to another, the width.
6
I
foot.
think from there, it's at least 20 foot wide, 30 foot wide.
It all depends. Your gauge is different to ours.
Yeah.
You run on a wide gauge over there, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not narrow gauge because World War I's narrow gauge system. We're 4 foot 8 and 3/8. Hi, Ethan, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Hi, Jose, how you doing? Oh, you're welcome, Chris. That's what. Yeah, you have a blue spanner anytime. No problem. Yeah, it was Lucky Rams, mate. I tell you, that night I cut so many trees down. It wasn't even funny. The van I was in, we had a box van at the back, and there were people sharpening chains as we were driving down the road because I was just going through chains like no one's business. Oh yeah, hideous. Yeah, exactly that. It was a bad night. I cut, and I was doing some mileage too. And we had roads closed, flooded roads everywhere. I was just driving through the whole lot. Even the police were shutting roads off because trees are falling down. And I thought, if I can get through, if I cut the tree down for you on the way down, clear it, can I still use the road? And I was going down the road and cutting trees up for the police and council and all sorts just to get the road clear. It's crazy. It was a crazy night. I didn't see a lot of Christmas out that year. I think Christmas Day I spent most of it in bed asleep. So that was back in my young crazy days.
Your young crazy days.
I've got it on Sky Plus, Ethan. So don't tell me.
Do what?
About the rugby. Makes a guy want to retire. Do you know what, Bruce? It's fantastic. Really liked it. I do still miss being in the chain gang, but it was a good old crack cutting down the trees and what have you. But you do get old, and I'm twice the size I was, and being my size and my weight is not good for climbing. So I'm not a bad little fella, but my climbing days are done.
Hey Mick, don't come over here saying that you love being on the chain gang.
You know what I'm saying? Not that sort of chain gang. different type of chain gang. It is hard work, Chris. It is very hard work, and it's demanding too. Because over here, trains run to the minute. So because we run the timetable, so you got to get them cut and get them out. But I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoy cutting up trees every once in a while. I couldn't do it as a full-time job, but
we get a lot of Kiwis over here. A lot of Australians come over, and they come over in our winter season and go back home again later because of a tree felling. 10 years for me next February. Did you see the Spurs on my, I did see the Spurs on the wall. Yeah, I did, Bruce.
Jim, buddy?
Bruce, you're not retired. You're anything but retired. You're a full-time lawnmower mechanic. Hi, Goofy. How you doing?
Alabama.
Nice, Steve.
Yeah, what's
Up
up?
there in Cincinnati. There's a YouTuber.
Yeah.
He's got a trucking business up
Now
there.
put them low.
JTS Trucking.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's right down the street from where I live. If I remember right. I see their trucks around here all the time in Norwood.
They haul blacktop.
They haul what? Oh,
I have
Doug,
to look him up. What's his channel name?
I think Doug's having a moment. Or he's about to sneeze. J&J's in the house. How you doing? Full-time, self-taught, backyard, small engine mechanic. I hear you. That's exactly what half the people in this room are. Get it done, work around it, solve a problem, and hope it sticks.
He used to be Steve Snap-on Junkie.
What did?
That's his YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look him up.
If anyone wants to join the chat,
But
if you just tap on the link in the chat stream there, tap on the StreamYard link I've just posted, tap on that, follow the instructions, and come on up. It's simple to do, and you can be on the panel inside 20 seconds.
That's if Mick puts you up. Yeah, sometimes he'll leave you in the basement for a half an hour.
Yeah, I watched Ramsmo said my friend's neighbour cut a tree down in his garden and it went the wrong way. It fell across the Portsmouth to London train line. Yeah, that'd do it. I saw a bloke. I'm not going to mention his name in case he comes up in the panel. I saw a bloke to take on a tree job. I got offered the tree job as a private job and I turned it down because the tree was overhanging this big summer house and I could just see what was going to happen. And my friend took it on. He said, "Do you want to help?" I said, "No, I don't want nothing to do with it." And I heard a week later he was back in the garden building a new summer house. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was going to happen. There was no way you could snag it. There was no way you could top it out without. It was just leaning so much over this tree house. It would have been easy. This summer house. It would have been easier to move the summer house, take it down, fell it, and top it out, and then put the summer house back. It would have been easier.
Or use a train.
No access to get in.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like over there, Steve. You can't. We live on top of each other in the UK. As you know, you can't just get. It's like my back garden. There's no access to my back garden. So yeah, he went straight through. Hi, Steve. How you doing, Steve? You're supposed to be sending me photographs. You haven't done it yet. I don't think.
Well,
you keep forgetting.
What photographs am I supposed to send you?
No, not you.
I'm
Another
just
Steve.
messing with you.
Another Steve. Doug's internet. Doug, your internet is struggling. Your boys in the house, Doug, J&J.
J&J.
I hired out the removal of 11 trees in my yard this year. I think I saw you video that, Bruce. Is that right? You did a video on the trees? I seem to remember that. They're all lined up in a row, I think, if I remember right. I think I did see that video.
What?
That link don't work. It's to J&J's. Oh, is it? Okay. 2 seconds. Bear with me.
Be back in a minute, guys.
Oh, yeah, that's Jay's channel. Beg your pardon. Right, here's another link. Try this one. StreamYard link. There you go. Give that one a rock and roll. Yeah. Yeah, I did see it, Bruce. I'm sure I did see it. I think you were videoing the blokes as they were cutting along. And you had no desire to get in there, Bruce, and give them a hand. Were you sharpening the chains for them, Bruce, as they were going? Oh, the Scottish prep. Before I bring you up, Scottish Projects, I need to see that beautiful face of yours just to make sure you are who you say you are. I can see you smiling at me down there. How you doing, Chrissy boy?
No bad, a bit rough night.
You've had a rough night?
Erin in at the hospital, she's in a virus.
Viral. Hiya, Jimmy boy. I can see you, buddy. What's up with her?
JJ, huh?
What's going on with Erin?
I hit that link twice and went to JJ's. I'm like,
no.
what the heck is this?
Yeah, I know. Wrong link, Jim. What's up with your daughter and Chris?
She's come in for nursery and she wasn't herself, and she was up all last night coughing, really barking. So
Mick, look at the back door.
Hang on, mate. Hang on, stay 2 seconds.
We took her into ADOC and that, and it says she just got over a virus. She's got another one. So
24-hour job, is it?
No, it's well, she's all snottery and bunged up, and the doctor says it's actually going to get all December.
Oh shit! Well, I hope she feels better soon.
Thanks, Mick. That means a lot, brother. I don't care what it did to me, but it really gets me there when it's the heroin.
Yeah, mate, you ain't got to tell me, brother. I know. I have to live it every day of the week. Yeah, I know. You'll be all right. They'll sort her out. I've got all faith in that. And before you know it, she'll be nicking your phone, watching me on YouTube. Don't worry about it. How you doing, Jim boy?
How you do?
Well, I got a problem with a lawnmower.
Speak to Bruce Pinder. Technically, it's,
Doug, mate.
It's 9:30 at night here. I've knocked off, so Bruce is actually in work hours. So talk to Bruce about it. He's the daytime mechanic. I'm a nighttime mechanic.
You're a nighttime mechanic.
What's up with it?
You left the back door open, Mick.
Well, what I got is a Kohler EFI, 25 horse, and it done it twice so far. It'll run good, then all of a sudden it starts spitting sputter and poof out some kind of black smoke. If you shut it off and let it cool off, it runs fine. So what's the problem?
So it's chucking out black smoke whilst it's running.
Little chunks of it.
Sounds like it's running a little bit. Well, the good thing is black smoke's quite good. It sounds like it's running a little bit on choke to me, or it's going to be something a bit more sinister, like the exhaust valve could be letting go, possibly.
Oh, that's nice.
First thing I would do is how long has it been running, or how long has it been since the last been serviced?
Well, it did it today, and it did it for about probably 5 minutes or something like that.
Did it start to sort of the revs go up and down a bit and start to really muck about with the revs?
Yeah, it went like whoom, 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 and the deck was going nuts and everything. And I'm like, great. I thought maybe it ran out of gas, so I did switch over to the secondary tank, and it did the same thing.
And is it fuel injected?
EFI, yes.
Yeah, EFI. What do you reckon, Bruce? Bruce has asked, did you say it's fuel injected? The choke may be sticking. If it's fuel injection, it sounds to me you have a fuel issue.
They don't have a choke.
It doesn't have a choke.
EFI don't have chokes, no.
It sounds like a fuel issue to me, I would say.
Well, the gas is crap around here anyhow, but
how long since the last service?
I probably haven't done anything to it for a couple years. I haven't done any spark plugs or anything like that, but I'm going to now.
Brucey Pinder is saying clean the injectors. It does sound like a fuel issue to me, and I would say before it gets to the exhaust side of it, it's got to be intake side somewhere.
Sounds like me that it's running a little bit rich too. Let's put that black smoke.
Well, if it's got a fuel injector, it's not delivering the right amount of fuel or too much. Go on, Doug.
I got one.
I see a finger up in the air.
Yeah. Go on,
Doug. One thing.
Go on.
That fuel injection system is just like a car. Okay, it has a O2 sensor in the exhaust that controls the air and fuel mixture.
Right.
that could be clogged.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you
And
can
how
take
do
it
you?
out and spray it with some clean, dry it off real good, which will evaporate. Do what?
I was going to ask how you solve that problem, but you're telling me.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah. It
if
sounds like a fuel issue
it's
there.
like an automobile, it should only screw in. It should have a
Right.
bung welded into the exhaust system.
Yep.
You should be able to just unplug it, get you a socket that will go over, which is cut out. Okay, it's a specialized socket for the wire and everything. And then you be able down out, take that oxygen sensor, O2 sensor out, spray it with some brake clean, put it back in.
Okay. Hey, Christmas song. How about that?
Also, too,
That's cool.
Damn thing. Sorry about that. I shut it off.
I gotta go. My therapist is here.
All right, Doug boy. I'll catch you later on, buddy.
I gotta go, Mick.
Right,
My
Doug.
therapist is here.
All right, buddy. Yeah, no worries, Doug.
Hey,
All
Doug.
right, bud.
Later.
Bye bye.
So there you go. You got a few ideas there, Jim boy. That'll keep you busy tomorrow.
Yeah. If I forget, I just rerun this here.
Exactly that. And that's the beauty on it. That's the beauty of it, mate. You can come across some fantastic people. I mean, the difference is obviously in the US, you run in really different equipment to what we run over here.
Right.
That's the difference. But from what Doug is saying, that could be a good idea to start. Bruce is saying injectors as well. So starting them two places and see how you get on.
Well, I was going to ask him, could I put some fuel injection cleaner in the fuel with that? I mean, that's what you do for a car and truck.
It will help, but there's nothing better than cleaning the injector out itself. Because
That's a long term.
a
preventative measure.
Yes, preventative. It may be not spraying the fuel rather than it may be dripping the fuel.
Right.
And the black smoke is unburnt fuel and oil. So, yeah, I would probably have the injector out and clean them, clean the whole fuel system and the air system, and go from there, I suppose.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out and get some new spark plugs and a fuel filter. I got an air filter. I'm just gonna kind of change things around since I haven't done anything to it for a few years.
Yeah, Bruce is saying you could try putting some cleaner through it, but it's probably not. You know, it's not going to be immediate and have a long lasting.
Oh yeah,
effect, you know. Yeah. But anything's worth a go. If it's your bread and butter, and you need that machine to run, then anything's worth a go. You know.
Well, right now I'm officially done with my season.
You are done. Yeah,
I'm
Bruce.
done.
Yeah, Bruce. He does have two tanks, mate. He's got a secondary tank as well. Hiya, Brandon. How you doing, buddy boy? Nice to see you.
Yeah, every Cub Cadet that I have, except for the Cub 50, has dual tanks on it, which is great because when you out in the back 40 and that tank dries up, you switch over to secondary and keep on hopping.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, yeah. It's got its advantages. Oh dear.
Are you okay, Steve?
Damn allergies.
Oh, Martin Retro Restores in the house. Hi, Martin. How you doing, buddy boy? I did catch most of the stream, Martin, but we had Riley's and Bath in between us. So I had to duck out of it for a bit. Hi, Chris Hale. How you doing? There's one more space on the old panel. If anyone wants it, feel free. Stream link is in the chat. You don't have to be a YouTuber. You can be a viewer. I don't really mind. As long as you keep it savvy, that's all I ask.
Did you miss the tree cutting, Mick?
Say again.
You missed the tree cutting?
Do I miss the tree cutting? Yeah, I do. It was a good bunch of lads, and it was a job that was every single job we went to was different. It was just whether you were felling or cutting up dead wood or whatever. You have to read the tree, see where to try and work out where the stresses are. You know, yeah, it just kept you on your toes. Who's that in the old basement? I need to see your smiley face, please, young man, before you come up here. There he is. I can see him.
What up, guys?
Don't go giving me all of that podcast mic stuff. Look at you.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, ain't it fancy? There's some fancy stuff right there.
That's like a shower head.
I've got one here. I'm going to talk to my phone like this, and no one can see me.
That's what Andrew needs.
Yeah, for real. This is the only thing I got on Black Friday right here.
How much was that?
$28.
That's cheap. I was looking at some. I don't need them, but I think when I get a more permanent situation in the shed, I was looking at upgrading some of the kit, and they're expensive, aren't they? Some of them are really expensive.
Yeah, some go way up. It's over $100.
Chris Hale has just said, "Hi gents, where's the question? Hi gents, any ideas where I can get a carb for a Allen 22 hover mower? It's like a Flymo on drugs. What did Martin have?
Martin had one of them.
Martin had an Allen.
Martin's got one of them.
Didn't he have a Flymo with a petrol engine?
I don't think it was a 22. I don't think. But Martin had a Allen in. I don't know what he's doing with that. He's not rebuilding the engine, is he? The engine was stuffed on it.
I think he's transferred an engine.
While he's giving it something in the background. Ask Martin from Retro. I know he had an Allen in. If not, there is a group on the internet called what's that name of that company that do all the stuff at punches and what have you? They're called
sorry about that, guys.
Oh, the TV's okay.
I can't remember what the name. It's like a old style lawnmower company forum full of blokes, and they have Garden Hire Spares may have them. I doubt Stens will. I can't think of the name of that company.
Stick on it.
But there is a forum on the internet which is all about old engines, and they tend to have them sort of floating about. Apparently that was a web. No, the Allen hover mow, not the cylinder mower. The hover mower you had. I thought it was like a Tecumseh on there, but it was an Allen, I think it was.
You may be.
I got something else in the mail today too.
Hi.
After all the years of doing small engine repair and not having one of these for the starter clutch, I went ahead and ordered one.
Yeah, I was watching somebody use one just the other day.
It's better than a chisel or any other methods you try to use without that.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. I was watching use one just the other day on a video. Was it you, Brandon? That wasn't you, Brandon.
No, I just got mine in.
The grey one. Can't remember who that was. I was watching someone do it just the other day. Yeah, they're good tool to have. Bruce Pinner. Apparently, Bruce Pinner's got one. What, a carburetor, Bruce, or a tool?
You can walk
the
one
that I think the black ones are as Briggs and Stratton OEM, and I think the gray ones comes from Stens or whatever that place is called.
Oh, Bruce has a tool.
Martin says the other act called a Tecumseh.
Yeah, I thought it was a Tecumseh on it. Okay. Well, I mean, the best thing to do is take a photograph of it, Chris, and send me an email, and I'll see what I can come up with. I've got to find out what name of that forum's called. Off the top of my head, it will come to me at 2:30 in the morning. I guarantee you.
2:30 in the morning. It's 10 o'clock your time now, so that's not too far away.
No, it'll come to me at some point. It'll come to me because I had problems with a Suffolk Punch 35, and I was having problems with something on it. And it might have been Pete told me about the name of this group, and they were able to source a part for me, which is quite unique.
Yeah, Mick, I'll be tearing apart that old blower here soon, and once I get it apart, I'll clean up that carburetor best I can.
What?
And get out to the mail it to you.
The blower that's bogging.
Yeah, that old Ribby blower I got.
Yeah.
Remember how I told you I was going to yank the carb and send it to you?
Yeah, what for me to clean?
For you to have, do whatever with it.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, buzz over. I'll always have a carburetor. I like a carburetor. I love a carburetor.
And
No worries, Chris. No worries, Chris. That's cool.
and once I get my garage cleaned up, I want to work on that one backpack blower that won't run. That's how they get that rod knocking.
Dirt Rider was saying we were watching Bruce Pinder, and now he's turned up in the old chat. Was that the Bruce Pinder repairing his pants video, Mike? I think it was.
How's it going, Dirt Rider?
I'll be right back. I got to move my mower up against the fence. It'll only take a minute.
Brandon, I can't hear you, mate. I don't know if your microphone's not working properly.
Huh. Oh, yeah, you try to get me. I'll be right back.
I was waiting for him to catch on that one, man.
I got him.
It's just so big you can't see him.
That's what Andrew needs to do that right here.
That's what Andrew needs, so we can't see his ugly face anymore.
Dirt, JJ,
Mr. Know-it-all.
Did you get your mower fixed?
Say what?
Jason.
No, the mower is still over there. I ain't got it started yet.
What's up with you, boy? What's up with you? Get her done.
Cute puppy.
I'm gonna
get her done.
I've got a chainsaw coming in. You know, when I told you about Mick, my landlord, he's supposed to be bringing that next week. So hopefully I'll be having a look at that for him.
And what was that? Steel? Is it steel?
Yeah, that's still chainsaw. Yes.
You don't know what type it is, do you?
No, not until he brings it. It won't start. I think it's sounding what he's explained. Sounds like carb, but until I get it here and have a look at it,
it could be something as simple as what I had, and that was no petrol.
No gas.
Yeah. Well, that was crossed my mind. Might you hadn't put any petrol in it, but
to be fair, you know, I've come across quite a few stills in my time, and they're quite a hardy machine. Even if you don't winterize them, they're quite a hardy little machine, and they do tend to start up quite well. So the problem is with the older ones, especially like the MS 180s, 200s, is that they don't have the primer bulb on the carb, they don't have a purging system, and they don't have anything to bring the fuel through. So the chainsaw is relying on you to pull the fuel through the carburetor. 8 pulls and it should go.
Yeah. All right. When it comes in, I'll do a video on it anyway. So
is that before or after you rang me?
Probably
mate,
jury.
Just pick the phone up, mate. I'm always here to give you a hand. And if I'm engaged, ring Chris, because Chris is a chainsaw guru. He won't admit it, but he is. To speak to Chrissy boy, he knows more about chainsaws than Bruce Pinder knows about repairing pants. Yeah, definitely. Yes, Steve.
Is there a way to put an electric starter onto a engine that didn't come with the starter?
Yeah, but there's definitely ways of doing it. In fact, Bruce put electric start on, what was that? That was on a snowblower. That was an old fashioned one. As long as it's got the room for you to mount and the bracketries to mount the start motor in place. That's number one. Is what you need to have that. Yeah, you can change it over to electronic ignition. Yeah, that's possible.
Because on that old 36 I was thinking about trying to switch that over to an electric start versus a manual pull start.
Yeah, it's possible. It is possible. And actually not too hard a job. Bruce is saying yes, you may have to add a ring gear to the flywheel, which is true,
or replace that flywheel one or the other.
It's doable. It's doable. There's a little bit of expense in it, and you got to weigh it up. What's more economical for you is that electric start it's a good thing to have, especially on bigger engines. However, in freezing cold weather, if you're not looking after the battery, you're going to end up pulling it anyway. And lots of machines over here, especially mowers that have electric start capabilities, they don't have anything that will actually repower the battery or put energy back into the battery. So an electric start over here is good for about 30 turns or 30 starts, cold starts. After that, it's battery off and recharge it. But is that because you've got a bad shoulder, Steve? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely doable. Yeah, you can do it.
Or you can Scottish redneck it.
Yeah,
Take off
definitely.
What do you call them? Impact drivers socket.
Now you can do that. Yeah, you can just take the
Watch the
flywheel off.
hands.
Yeah, take the flywheel off and have an impact and put it on the top and do it. Only problem is that sometimes, only sometimes, when you start them up with an impact on the top, they do like to kick back a little bit, and you could end up going to A&E with a broken wrist.
I've been there.
Yeah, you got to watch that. It's not something I would endorse. It's something I do regularly, especially if I'm checking for a good spark or anything. I tend to use an impact on top sometimes, but you'll very rarely ever see me record that because it has kicked back before, especially on some generators too. It kicks back and it'll break your wrist, or can do.
Yes, I totally agree, Mick, but I'm a bit crazy.
Bruce Pinder is saying electric start does not charge your battery until you get up to 8 horsepower. Then they have a start a solenoid alternator. Yeah. So what sort of size engine is that, Steve?
You're a 13.5 or a 14.
Okay, so it's got it. You better do it then. So it will put a charge. It will put a charge back in. You can do it. It's possible. Anything's possible.
Sorry, I was responding to a comment, but yeah, it's
a helicopter drill. Yeah, Steve. Yeah, Bruce. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I've had that happen. One kick back and about ripped my shoulder out when my shoulder wasn't in good shape.
Yeah, it does happen. I know that Steve Small Engine, he did a video recently about a generator, I think, with broken pull cord, and he was endorsing putting the drill on at one point, but now he's taken that away and saying not to do it.
I don't endorse it. You can do it, but I don't endorse
No,
it.
he endorsed it originally, I think. I may be wrong. Don't hold me to it.
If you do it, you got to put a disclaimer and do this at your own risk.
Yeah, I
Because
think
if I get hurt, they can come back and say, "Hey, well, so and so told me to do it."
It's a good thing to do if you haven't got a 10mm socket and a spare bootlace, and it's freezing cold and you need it to survive. I'd endorse that. But if you've got a spare bootlace and you've got a 10mm socket, you can do it. You just repair the pull cord.
Oh, what's fun when you take a. When I first got into small engine repair, I decided to try to start a push mower with no blade on it.
Oh yeah,
instantly right back. Pulled my.
It's all part of balancing and timing, isn't it? It does that. Yeah, it'll do that.
You gotta have that blade because if not, you're not gonna have the centrifugal force to keep the engine spinning.
Yep.
On startup.
Cause the flywheel's too light on a push mower. So the blade acts like a secondary flywheel. Yeah, the blade is the flywheel.
Yeah, exactly that. Blade is a flywheel. I had a push mower in the other week, and I was doing a video on it, and I got it in. It might have been a customer's, and I give it a pull, and it snatched it straight out of my hand and darn near dislocated my shoulder. And when I went to the video, I said the timing has gone, and if you think I'm pulling it again, you got another thing coming. Not doing it because it hurts. It hurts, So so that's cool. Rhonda, 38 watching, only 32 likes. 32 likes is lovely. 32 likes is brilliant. I bet I got about 45 thumbs down there. Hit the old thumbs up, people. We're much appreciated. But it's cheers, Jim. A lot of it's just common sense, and repetitiveness. And 3/4 of the problems I come across is bad fuel. It's just bad fuel. Not fuel been looked after, and when people strim. In fact, I saw leaf blowing just the other week. It was one of you guys within the lawn care business. He was blowing the leaves straight over the top of his fuel can. I can't remember who it was. And I know you've got to have your fuel near you, but as soon as you undo that fuel cap and pour the fuel, you're just pouring leaves and litter straight into your fuel tank.
That was probably me, but I use what's called shirt cans. That's got a cap that goes over the fill spout.
You're still putting dirt in there, brother. Don't give me that. Cleanliness is godliness. when it comes to fuel. And it's little things that I pick up on. And you say to me, why is my equipment running rough? Well, watch your video you released about a month ago. That might have something to do with it.
That's a no.
Yeah, it's what it is. You got to keep your fuel clean, ain't you? And everything. That's what it's all about. I'd like to see Bruce use his ultrasonic cleaner a bit more. I know that I was talking to Zippo just the other day, and he was saying to Bruce about using his ultrasonic cleaner a bit more. I'm going to change over now. I'm going to use what everyone else is using now. They're using a metal jar inside the ultrasonic cleaner, and just with water in it, so you save the solution. I'm going to start to try that now. Everybody's sort of chomping on about, rather than filling up your whole cleaner with solution, just fill it up with water and then put your jar inside with a solution inside that, and give that a go. I'm going to start about doing that. If it saves a bit of time and what have you, or zip up bags, freezer zip up bags. Put your stuff in there apparently, and just put it in there as well. Apparently that helps. Don't know. We'll see. Rhonda says, Mick, you are a very good host, and I love your personality. Now, some people would argue that case. I don't actually have a personality, but they're just ones that hate me.
I think you're moving this over there and moving here over here.
Yeah.
Who's that?
My roommate asked me.
Hi, roommate.
Arranging. His name's Stephen, also, by the way, Mick.
Hi, Stephen. We had a tar melter that used to pull back badly. The manager said, "What's up with you?" Pulled it over and snapped back and broke 3 of his fingers. Yeah, I would have just said, "What's up with you?" It hurts. There's no getting around it. Having timing issues on a lawnmower, whether it be a 3 horsepower or whether it be a 8 horsepower, it hurts, and I hate it. Normally, first thing I do is I check to see what the pull cord handle looks like. If it's smashed, generally that's a clue to say it's flicked back and hit the machine quite hard. So I'm always a bit dubious when I pull the machines over.
I've never had a push mower snap back on me, but let me tell you what, I've had 2 cycles do it. And I can only imagine how much it hurts to have a 4 cycle snap back on you.
It really hurts. It hurts so much you can't even swear. That's how much it hurts.
Well, trust me, I can swear.
No, trust me, you can't find the words for it. Isn't it right, Brandon? It hurts so much. It hurts. You just sort of crouch down into a ball and go, and you just can't move. That's how much that hurts.
You ever hit your own hand with a hammer? That's how much it hurts.
The computer nerd says Mick is my favourite UK engine fixer-upper man. Fantastic. That's what we like to hear. I'm a fixer-upper. Bruce likes welding. Yeah, I see your new table you welded up, Bruce, from scratch. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought there's nothing more relaxing than welding. I love anytime I can get a welding job in so I can weld something.
I need to get back into it. Paige has just put Mick is what did Paige put? Mick is okay. Just okay. That's a bit bloody harsh, Paige. I'm trying my best here. I did my part, everyone. Yeah, no, like Rhonda, take it easy. No worries. Just to catch up with the old chat. It hurt. Had him. He had to have three pins fitted. That's proper. That's what he called when he shows off and he's like, get out the way, get out the way. He's yanked it and he took his shoulder out. Muzi is cool. Yeah, I like Muzi too. Yeah. I also like Double Wide 6 too, but he's not been about a lot at the moment. I like Bob. He's cool. Yeah. So what are you working on, Brandon? You got much on apart from your new microphone that you're showing to everyone today?
I've been working on that tiller. Of course, the starter clutch ain't came in yet, and then I got a Toro Turf Master. I still got to finish for that welding company. I still haven't got around to it. But other than that, I ain't got nothing. It's just a slow time of year for me.
It's the same all over, mate. I'm exactly the same. I think I've got four in the in the store. I've got 8 to scrap, which should just be scrapped out for parts. They're too far gone. I think I'm up together with my 2 strokes now. I've done my generator yesterday, so yeah, I'm nearly up to date. I've got a mower in bits at the minute, which I'm just spraying up. That should be. I'll hopefully get onto that tomorrow. It'll be good. Because I need to get it off the table lift so I can get another mower on. And I'm up to date. It's just so slow. Nothing's shifting. That's the problem. This is just that time of year. Jay is great. Jay is great though. If he talks, I tell you, Paige, you're about 3 seconds away from getting timed out. I'm telling you.
So you're just okay, but I'm great.
Oh, Jason, get over yourself. Go in there.
And they can't understand that.
Until Jason can learn to behave himself, he's standing in that basement. Let me see you. I can see you down there, Jason. And don't pull fingers at me either. I'm not having it. So how's the TV looking, Steve? How are you getting on with that? You've been on it for an hour now.
It's up on a wall. The question is, does it work?
That's not a TV. That's a cinema system.
That's going to be my computer monitor also.
He's never going to get out of that house.
Righto, Brucey boy. I'll catch you later on, mate. Nice having you, mate. Always welcome, buddy. Always welcome. I'm going to have to look at my video when I worked on my friend's bandit wood chipper. Well, you did a video, Mike. Oh, that's the wrong one. Where'd that go? Jumped up. I'll check it out. Where's Jay? Well, because Jay got a bit above himself. What I do, you see, is I just hit a button and he disappears. Gone. I can bring him back. I can make this bit. I can do it all night long until I'm happy with it.
What are you beaming in and beaming out?
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, yeah. Anyone that misbehaves, they just go, bomb, disappeared. Where'd Jim go? And he comes back somewhere else. There he is.
Really? Scotty, beam me down.
That's what happens. It's called the finger of God. I use it regularly.
I see that.
Nobody's found it well.
I go from one side of the screen to the other.
Say again, Chris. Jay.
Snobby's found it as well. The finger of God.
Yeah, it
works
quite
really
well. It's a good thing. I like it a lot. It tends to backfire when I'm on other people's streams. That's the only problem.
Yeah. Usually on Dusty's.
Yeah, I get dropped out quite a bit.
I told you there's a place for that, man.
Just try and get 100 likes tomorrow.
Say again, Chris.
Y'all probably didn't hear Steve.
Likes, and if she does, she's gonna eat some dog food.
Yeah, she gets 100 likes. She's going to eat a spoonful of dog food, and her mate Nick's going to eat a whole tin of dog food.
Who is?
Nick on Dusty Blonde's stream tomorrow.
Oh.
Mick, are you on Facebook? Try to look for a page of mixed mowers. I ran into Garden Company in Glasgow. No, I am on Facebook, but it's a private account. It's a family account. I don't have a lot of people on there at all. I just tend to run my YouTube. Only because it's just another platform I got to manage. I got Instagram, and I got Twitter and all that sort of stuff. But it's just another platform I got to manage. I don't have the time in my day to do it, mate. So you can catch me on YouTube. Chipper is a 12-inch. So yeah, he's done a video on it, Mike, or is it one that's coming up? Let's know. So what you on then, Jim? Are you now retired now for the season?
I'm on vacation until it snows.
Oh my lord, really? How lucky are you?
Nah, I got a lot of crap to do around here, as you can see behind me.
Yeah, it's all catching up from the season, eh?
Yeah, all that stuff's in the back. When you come in the office, you just toss it, as you know. Stuff piles up.
Yeah, I need to get back into my old shop. I went in there today. That's just depressing in there at the moment. So I need to get back into the old shop and Need to get stuff out of there.
Yeah.
And get the old shed pulled down, ready for the summer. Get it all laid to grass.
I got a bunch of stuff in boxes I've been trying to sell on eBay. I got all kinds of crap.
You know what?
I give up with it because.
Fuck off.
Whoa.
Yeah, Mama World is giving it some. Let's hit that button. Yeah, I give up. I've got so many pull cords and carburetors and fuel tanks that I could sell.
Mm-hmm.
But every man and his dog is doing the same thing. So it ain't worth the hassle. And unfortunately, I keep 5 of good spares. So that stuff I can literally just transfer over.
Right.
I try and keep 5 in. At one point, I had about 25 flathead pull cord assemblies, all with brand new strings put on them, and it's just as quick. It's just as quick for me now just to wind a new pull cord than it is to chop one over. So I keep 5 of each, and the rest now I bin them. I bin them because by the time you sell them and for what money you're making on it, and you got to post it and all that. I can't be doing with it. Can't be doing with it.
All right, Mick.
You're just giving everything away.
Jump off here so I can get the rest of the shit moved around, mate. I'll talk to you later.
Right, sweet cheeks. I'll catch you later on.
All right, man.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
See you, Steve.
Jay, you were only on it for 10 minutes.
I know.
What happened to that?
I knew it'd be longer.
E-bag, thump.
Hey, hecky thump.
E-bag.
Yeah. So
I might change my tag to that.
Do it. So, Brand, you got nothing on there, mate. You're just sitting there doing nothing as well. What's up? You should be in your shop.
I was in my shop earlier, then someone come to buy some junk 4-wheelers. So I came in here. Now I'm waiting on my sister to get off of work because I got to help her and her boyfriend move to their new place. So I got to cancel my live stream for tonight because I got to help them.
Ah, balls. How did you get on with that place you were working on? Doing all the dry walling. That wasn't your place, was it?
No, that wasn't my place. That was a side job we got. That was a domestic violence thing.
Oh, let me just roll him down. I think I might have heard a little voice say, "Daddy." He's not very well. I have to keep an ear out for him. He's not very well at the moment. Hey?
What's wrong with him, Mick?
He's got a cold. But that just increases his behaviours tenfold. He goes off the rocker. He's been good lad today. I must admit he has been good today, but he's just 150 miles an hour, Chris, and he just processes so fast. He's already asked another question before it's come out of his mouth.
The angel.
So he's struggling at the moment. Mrs. P went to bed about 8 o'clock. So she was watching something on TV and she went straight to bed. So I've been sat down on my Todd, which is quite nice to have a live stream. But she's knackered. And she'll be up again in 3 hours with Riley Boy. So that's what it is, isn't it? It's my life.
That's what we've got to do to be parents.
It's a cards I would dealt, brother.
It's like we're going through the thing of the new wearing. We're wondering she's not speaking properly. She's just saying odd words, and she's like a Duracell battery. She'll won't stop. She's back, and then she was ill yesterday because she fell asleep.
Yeah, Coatbridge, Shamrock 2012. Yes, I've had in several of those. I've also repaired some. They are actually a really good mower. I actually like them a lot. They're very similar to the Viking and the new Steel style of mower. They are commercial grade, and yes, I like them a lot. However, the drives can be a bit finicky on them. Oh, Nick Jones has come in the house. How you doing, Nick? Nice to see you, buddy. I had a Viking M&J. I had a Viking rough terrain one, which is very, very similar. I had a Viking one, 3-wheeler. That sold in the end. I picked it up for £20 and sold it for about 140. Quite nice.
All right, I gotta get off of here. I'm just glad someone went live so I could try out my microphone.
I can't hear you, mate. Your microphone ain't working.
Shut up. Later,
Sit
guys.
down, Brando. Take it easy,
Take
mate.
care.
Bye-bye, matey.
Right.
Cool. So, Chris, you're not up to much in it. So, is your girl in hospital now, or is she back at home?
We got her back home and stuff like that, wouldn't he? Because we're only going up to the bigger hospital and stuff. He says take her home, give her what do you call that stuff? Nurofen every 2 hours, and then in between that paracetamol, and then keep on giving her fluids and stuff, and then the doctor will be back at the morning.
Yeah.
It really gets me. It really does.
It will do, because you're a dad. It will do. It's horrible. You know, how do you think I felt when I first come across Riley at the age of 4 years old, headbutting walls and pulling his toenails off and all that sort of stuff? You know, and there's nothing I could do to prevent it. Nothing I could do to safeguard him. I just had to sit there and watch him do it. You know,
I know it's
it
sad.
breaks your heart, but eventually you do harden to it. And Nick, you know the rules.
Was that the Troll Hunter?
Yep, thank you, buddy. Yep, need to see the face before they come on. How you doing, Nick?
I'm all right, mate.
It's
man.
Mr. Troll Hunter.
Yeah, so you do harden to it, Chris. Especially with Riley, as I say, we were going through some god awful days with him, but he has now leveled out. The medication he's on is much better. It works good for him, slows him down. But he still has his days where he really struggles. You know,
He's a really lovely, kind-hearted soul. As soon as Erin sees him, she's
yeah. Oh yeah, 99% of the time he's having a really good day. But unfortunately, there is a percentage where his day can turn real bad, real fast. And it doesn't matter where it is. It could be in Tesco's, it could be in a hospital, it could be anywhere. And before you know it, we just have to leave, put him in a car, and just get home. I know we were in Turkey a little while ago, and he kicked off in the high street in Turkey where we were staying in the resort, and for 2.5 hours he was really not having a good time. And as soon as we got him back to a hotel room, put him in his bed, zipped him up, he fell straight asleep. He was so tired, it took it out of him.
felt out of place. Maybe Erin doesn't like that. Sometimes she's like that. She'll cure it, and then she doesn't want to look at people. So
well, the thing is with Riley is that if anyone makes any form of eye contact with him when he's in that mood or in that situation, it's like chucking a big fat log straight on the fire. And you know you can't reassure, you can't distract, you can't try and drag them out of it. You just have to let them go through that process, and it may take 20 minutes, it may take 8 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, you're right, Bruce. Yeah, you're right. I understand, Bruce, fully what you're saying. I understand fully. I've been there, and I was in a hotel one day with Riley, and Riley has a special needs bed. It's called a safety sleeper, and he goes in it, and you zip him up. He can't get out of it, and trust me, he can't. I can't get out of it. And he was in the hotel room. He kicked off one day. I've never seen anything like it in my life, and he was able to move his bed across the hotel room floor simply by headbutting it. Yeah, and you can hear his skull flex sometimes. I tell you.
I must be hard, Nick. It must really get you.
Absolutely crying, but burn my eyes out. But after a while, you just learn that's just the way it is. And as long as you make him as safe as you possibly can, there's nothing else you can do. Just let him come through it. You know. He escalates. Yeah, yes, you're right, Bruce. He does escalate. Escalates very rapidly indeed, and it can turn bad real quick.
We're getting problems of getting Erin to sleep at times and stuff when she's our normal self and stuff, and she's a tendency to bite Daddy, and Bernard just tells us off. I should just let her bite. That's like one of the marks I know. She really sinks them right into my arm.
Well, we had a case. I can't go into too much detail. We had a case. Obviously, I'm a trustee with Riley's charity that Riley's affiliated with. And I know of a person on there that bit her hand so hard she actually bit through the muscle and through the tendons and took a chunk straight out of her hand.
Ooh.
Straight out, took it out. If Riley's got a wobbly tooth, he'll pull it. He just pull it. Toenails off. He
Did
doesn't
they
feel
ever-
cold. Doesn't
Wow.
feel pain. Doesn't feel heat.
She also
Crazy.
a tendency if they're anything like she falls and grazes her knees and it scabs up, she'll bite them off.
Yeah. Riley had 2 wobbly teeth. He fell over because he has no reaction to save himself. He had 2 slightly wobbly teeth at the front. He's got old. He just pulled them out. Took them out.
Oh,
And then he saw the
still.
blood. Then he saw the blood, and that was the end of that.
Yeah.
You know, and the head banging, he does that with his hands. He headbutts the floor. They're all the things you guys don't see. But I have no problem in talking about it because that's my life. That's what I have to deal with.
Did they ever let? Because Erin sometimes when she's try to get to sleep, she'll whack herself and try to keep herself awake so we don't kind of get her to sleep. And I'll curl into her and she just tries to eat my arms. I just let her do it and I don't acknowledge it. It's so hard, but just let her do it.
Oh yeah, it's difficult. But as I say, I had a family come round. They live not too far from me, and they have a young lad with the same syndrome as Riley. And it was a first time in meeting another family. And we invited them down, and you could see they was really on edge. And this was only sort of 2 years ago, so I'm fully aware what's going on. And their young lad started headbutting the floor, and you could see the mum was really anxious. So I just shifted my foot under the kid's head, and it was like we playing keep up with a football. My foot was in the same action as his head, just trying to stop him from banging the floor until we could get a rug underneath him. And I just said, don't worry about it. Just let him get through it. And it was because he was brought into another environment that he wasn't sure about. But once he realised we was okay with it and his mum was okay with it, he soon settled down and he was out in the garden chasing Riley around on a trampoline. They call Riley's syndrome Jekyll and Hyde. It's like a light switch. You can just click him and he'll go. He'll redecorate your house. I'm telling you. He did 2 colour TVs, 2 48-inch colour TVs in a week. Smashed them to bits.
Wow.
That's now on my TV up on the wall. And you'll notice my TV, or Dad's Army on, is a lot higher than everybody else's. It's up there because he can't reach it. It has to be up high. And Tesco's were really good because I bought the TV new and brand new. He smashed it. I went back and we had an old TV. That's right, I had an old TV which he smashed. I went into Tesco's, bought a new TV, brand spanking new. I fitted it, and within half an hour, he had broke it because it's a different TV. I went back to Tesco's to go and buy another TV because I can't take back a smashed TV, right? And the manager said, "Bring it back, Mick," and we just say we dropped it. So
that's nice.
Yeah, but because they know Riley, I took it back and we did a straight exchange, and it went straight up on the wall. You know what I mean? So it was crazy. Yeah, if you look in the chat, there's so many. Look, my daughter's autistic, and she had bad days. Paige,
my son's problems with his.
Yeah, the chat is full of them, and lots of people don't talk about it. But I have no problem discussing my son because it's awareness, and so many people need to be aware of these issues, and that's why sometimes when I'm doing a live stream, I say I have to go. It's because I have to go.
Riley's more important than us, ugly mob.
Oh, definitely. One time I was actually watching my son. He walked up the garden path towards his mum, and he gave his mum one right upside the ear hole, boshed her one, and that was it. I pushed the end button. I got to go. Got to sort Riley out. Didn't mean to do it. He just in that frame of mind, and it's probably because one of you boys dropped down without saying goodbye. That's a trigger. Yeah,
well, I won't do that.
But the thing is, if it's just me and him, I can just say go away. It sounds quite harsh. I'll just say go away, and he understands that I'm not going to tolerate this behaviour. And you have to have some form of control. You've got to control yourself, and he understands that I don't tolerate it. So I just raise a game. because one of the things he hates is people staring at him. He can't stand it, and when he gets in his frame of mind, I just stare him straight out, and I will not back down. And you can see he's all etchy, but he has to learn to try and control that. So that's my way of doing it. My son has super strength in a meltdown. That I can fully appreciate, Paige. I'm telling you, fully appreciate. Does the Mountfield have a plastic deck, Chris? Or does it Mountfield? Oh, we're missing a lawnmower question here. Did anyone get my lawnmower question? I have a Honda HRB 425 and the Mountfield Empress with a roller. I'm interested in what people think. Should I keep one of them? Or should I keep one of them and have a go at it? I would definitely not keep the Empress. I would keep the Honda 425. Get rid of the Empress because generally they come with a Tecumseh engine on top, and we all know how much Mick likes the Tecumseh engine. You can send a Tecumseh to Bruce because Bruce likes Tecumsehs. Yeah. Although the Empress go for about £80 if they're nice, the Honda should go for about 120 if it's in good working order. But yeah, Riley boy, he's cool, but it's what it is. They're my cards. That's what I was dealt with, you know. And it's better now. Now we've got a diagnosis. Now we know what we're dealing with. Whereas when he was 4 years old, we had no diagnosis, so we just thought he was just a badly behaved child. And I'm an experienced dad. I've got 3 other kids. You know, why won't my child sleep at night? Why does my child keep headbutting walls? Why isn't my child out of nappies at the age of 8 years old? You know, but now I understand the reason why, and that's what it is. Brandon says my nephew was 8. Was 8 when he threw a full toolbox at my mum. He had to do it. Yeah, Riley threw a remote control at Suzanne and Diamond knocked her out. Honestly, hit her straight in the temple. Diamond took her out.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sue. That's what it is, Chris. You harden to it. And trust me, Riley is in a mid spec. I know lots of other children and adults who are high in the high spec, and they are really hard. I'm talking 3-on-1 supervision, 24 hours a day. Yeah, they're super hard, but it's what it is. You know, would I give him up? Yeah. You know, and people do foster them out because they can't cope. They just cannot cope, and I hold my hat off to them because they're giving the quality of life to their child if they can't cope. But I stand by it, and he's mine. And in fact, a friend of mine, well, a so-called friend of mine, when we found out he had a diagnosis, a friend of mine said, "Get rid of him." He was lucky at the time I wasn't felling trees because he'd had a chainsaw through his neck. Needless to say, we don't talk anymore. But people do, you know. But my rider boy, I love my rider boy. He's cool.
That was nice.
What do you have?
Chips, cheese, and gravy, and 2 large sausages.
Lovely.
Yeah, the worst thing about it is I got it off the damn t-shirt.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying, Brandon. Riley boy tends to he's got his bed and he tends to spend a lot of time up in there because that's his safe space, and that's why his bed is called a safe space bed. That's where he feels, because he's enclosed, he feels secure. So like at Christmas time, we've got all the presents going off here, all the kids and nieces and what have you around here, and everyone's kicking off and enjoying themselves. I look around, and Riley be gone, and I go upstairs and he'd be in his bed on his iPad, little cover pulled down on his bed, and he'd just be tapping away, quite happy. I just leave him be. He can't deal with it. He can't put up with it too much. You know, it was like a Christmas. Everyone at Christmas is flat out, and everyone's pissed up, and everyone's enjoying themselves, and eating cake. And Riley boy just I can't handle it. So he goes up and takes himself away. Some people do, and don't be harsh on them. Don't be harsh on them. Some people do because until you live the life, you don't understand. And some people cannot cope mentally and physically with some children with additional needs. Some children's needs to be more than just mum and a dad. Needs to have professional care, and you have to think about that. And I get phone calls and emails every week from different families all over the UK and all over the world asking for assistance with regards to adult assisted living. Their child's been expelled from the school for the 5th time this week because things are not in place. So you have to think a lot. I do respect what you're saying, but you have to think what the parent is going through every day, and that's 24 hours a day. Most mums and dads they have 8 hours off, which is between the hours of 10 till 6 at night time when they're sleeping. That's Riley's most active time of day. He'll be awake in about 2 hours. That's when Riley starts his day. He is wide awake. So that's why Mrs. P goes to bed early, and then she goes up. She sorts Riley out, helps him out, gets him sorted. She goes back to bed. Then I get up and do the morning run with Riley, and then we just bed hop. That's why I work nights. So yeah, lots of people special needs parents. I can't hear you, Chris. Your sound's gone, Chris. Special need parenting is something else.
Yeah.
No, I can't hear you, mate. I'll drop you down, Chris, and try that. I'll drop you down.
Yeah, I've had comments about my little lad when he had with his autism and stuff. People just saying, and I just until you actually experience it, don't criticize until you experience that yourself.
Yep. Yeah. Well, I mean, you can criticize because you have to be fair. You have to educate people because people don't understand. So they can criticize. I mean, I get looks in Tesco's when Riley's kicking off. So what? I'm 6'2". I'm 20 stone, and I have the capability of putting most people. I'd like to think. Yeah, here now. Yeah, I have a capability of putting most people through a wall if I want to. But you go past that, and you learn to educate them. And once people are educated, they tend to back off, and they tend to try and understand what it is you're living. I have a friend of mine who lives up near Chris in Scotland. She lives in Falkirk. She's a single mum, and she has 4 children with additional needs, each of which she adopted because the parents couldn't do it. She has 4, and one of them has SMS, same as Riley. One has severe cerebral palsy, and 2 have severe learning difficulties. And she does that on her own. So, and she rings me up weekly, crying because she can't cope. And she's now 63, 64 years old. So it's what it is. Lots of people can be quite harsh and judge. But I now educate.
That's what it is. I mean, with my little lad, the ex-wife, she had people say, because obviously it was kicking off, like you say, you have a Riley sometimes in supermarket. And she was saying, you want to control your son's behaviour, basically having a proper go at her. And she brought it down at supermarket. When we were up, and I had to go pick her up. And this person was still having a go at her when I got there. And I just said, look, he suffers autism. He can't help it. You need to understand what the issue is.
Yeah,
and
exactly
like you say, I explained the situation. When they realised it, back down, and they were apologising. I said, yeah, but you've made her upset now. So, you should have realised that there was something wrong. He doesn't behave like that for no reason.
Yeah. You see, it's a bit like this comment just here. And I'm not picking no one at all. There's a comment here, right? How could you do that? But then you just backed it up with that. Hat off to you. Because I've seen that. I've seen that first class. And the care that requires is second to none. And you can do you can only do what you can do.
Well, I can comment on that.
Yeah, I think lots of us can. And that I've seen, and that is tough. That's 24 hours a day, every second of a day.
My dad's 80. He lives hold on 1, 2. We're in the end terrace here. 2 semis up after our terrace. He's got progressive vascular dementia. And
it's common.
What, you want a cup of tea, Dad? And they'll say, no, just like that. It's hard going, and then the incontinence, but I'm that type of person. I will know, put my dad in the home. I'll never ever give. My mum and dad nursed me through illnesses when I was younger,
I get that.
and I'll
I get that. I get that. But not everybody can.
you've got to be very strong in there, and in
Yeah.
there.
You have, but everyone has it.
No, everybody's the same as mindset of the arm or other people and stuff. But
There has to come a point, Chris. There has to come a point when you say, what is better? You know, the care that I'm giving, or the care that he can receive somewhere else. You know, and it's no different. It's no different to having a pet. If your pet gets to a certain age, you have to say, what's best? Do I medicate? Do I try and keep it going, or do we say enough's enough? You have to draw the line. My uncle, he got dementia, and he got it so rapid it wasn't even funny. And I went to see him once, and I saw him about 3 months later, and he a different man. So super hyper aggressive, was getting into all sorts of problems. And his wife, my auntie, said, "What do I do?" I said, "Well, the best thing to do is to put him into a home, because he needs to be supervised. He needs the care." And now he's got it. He now has about 5 activities a day, and he walks around the estate. He can't get out, and he's happy. You know, he don't remember anybody else. But that's all gone. It's gone. But he's happy. You know, and he's being looked after. You know.
We've discussed that, and I did say I don't believe in it, like doing that, but that's me personally. But we did discuss if it became like nasty, violent, and they can't help it because we're Erin about, he will have to go into residential care because I can't have that with Erin. She doesn't understand.
Yeah, I understand. You know, as I say, everyone is made of different stuff. You know, how long will it be before I get to an age and Mrs. P get to an age where we fit? Because don't forget, every second of the day I'm getting older, I'm getting weaker, and every second of the day Riley Boy is getting taller and he's getting stronger. At what point do I say enough's enough? Because it's going to happen.
A hard one, Matt.
Yeah, Chris, it keeps me awake at night some nights, but that day will come when he's 46 years old and I'm nearly 80. You know, and I can't cope. It's going to have to happen, isn't it? Fact of life. But we're working towards that. We're working towards adult assisted living. But the problem is that Riley's syndrome. There's a charity in the UK that deal with severe aggression, severe behaviour problems, and it's adult assisted living. And do you know what they said to the charity? We can't deal with your syndrome. It's too complex for us.
Wow.
Yeah. They come to us for advice. The NSPCC come to us for advice. The government are coming to us for advice.
I gotta admit, Mick, at least you admitted that you're 80 years old now.
Yeah, I've got no problem with that, brother. I look good for 80. What the hell is your excuse?
I was slapped with an ugly stick when I was young.
I think you fell out the ugly. I think you fell out the ugly tree.
Yeah, and it hit every branch on the way down.
On that note, guys, I'm going to take off. Thanks for inviting me over.
No,
have a good night.
Your first comment wasn't stupid. I didn't say that. I said you have to understand, and that's it. There's no such thing as a stupid question. So I'm not picking. As I say, you have to live the life. That's as simple as that. You know, and so many people within our community that I live in, within the SMS community, they've got it so much easier than what I got it. Their child can read, can write, they're not incontinent, they've got no aggression, and that's SMS is easy.
What does SMS stand for?
Smith-Magenis syndrome, which is a microdeletion of chromosome 17 in the RIL1 gene short arm. Effectively, it's a genetic condition. He's missing part of his genetics.
Right.
It's a wicked one. It's a good one. 240 in the UK, 720 in the world.
Oh, I know.
That's rare. Is that not rare?
1 in 150,000. that we know of. However, there are so many autistic children and adults who are misdiagnosed, because don't forget, genetic testing only came in 1992s. So anybody before that hasn't had the genetic testing. In fact, me and Sue was in a church a little while ago at my niece's first Holy Communion, and we saw a young lad, 18, 19, and Sue said, have a look at him. And he was doing right that with his hands, like Riley does. That's an involuntary movement. You can't help that. It's involuntary. It's called a hug. No, it's called a hug.
See, Erin, she gets excited. She's like,
it's called a hug.
That's Erin does that?
Yeah. 3/4 of SMS children have a hug. It can be this. It can be self-tapping on the side like that, really fast like that. It can be tensing.
That's just she does in her teeth like that.
You think it's excitedness, but with Riley, it's not. It's an involuntary movement. You can't help that. And Sue saw this young lad, and he was doing that, and he was tensing up, and he was doing everything that Riley does. And Sue said, he's got SMS all day long. She said, go and ask his dad. I said, fuck yourself. I'm not going to go up to another man and ask him if he's got SMS. You know, I'll get my head punched in. So anyway, 6 months later, I get a phone call from Scotland. It's the head of a trust, head of a foundation. And she said, Mick, do you live near so-and-so? I said, yeah, it's next town over, 2 minutes down the road. We've got a family just been diagnosed. I said, okay, cool. She said, can you make contact with them? Here's a phone number. Can you make contact? And I said, got a name? She said, yeah, this is the name. So how old's the child? She said, 18. And I went, 18? She said, yeah. I said, okay. So I made contact, and I said, you weren't by any chance up at church about 6? He said, yeah, we go to church every Sunday in Arundel. I said, was that your boy flicking pages in a book? He said, yeah, the bomb. It was him. Misdiagnosed with autism. Should have been SMS at the age of 19.
Wow.
It's crazy. There's hundreds and thousands out there. Hundreds and thousands. It's crazy. Right, he's off to bed. My mum died of dementia. This is a good stream. I'm enjoying this. We carried her home, and she could not see going through her home. Yeah, that's your choice. You did well to do that. No, not stupid comment. It's all about living it. Once you live it, you understand it. It's as simple as that. A very good question, Mick. What's this? That's a very good question, Mick. Yes, time will come. When I was looking after my mum, I even took all the strength to hold it. Yeah. Well, trust me, Riley boy. When Riley boy, same as what Paige said with her boy, he has super strength. Riley has that super strength. Trust me. And sometimes it takes. I have to put him in what I call an S hold, and I have to fully restrain him, and that means holding his head back and keeping his arms pinned, and my legs are wrapped around his legs to hold him. Trust me, it takes some doing.
You're a good soul, mate.
Keep your head still. It's the most important part.
You're a good soul, I said. A good soul.
Oh, yeah. Well, I try to be. Happy birthday to him. Name is, fantastic. You can go for a Burton.
Is Mick what?
Yeah, he's just been being stupid. But we don't look at people like that. Ramsmo, what's Ramsmo saying? My nan, child with Downs, 35 years. I mean, Anne got older. She had no choice to put him in a home yet. It is what it is. And people with Down syndrome are some of the most loving people I've ever come across in my entire life. I'm telling you. I had a woman with Down syndrome. She was in a wheelchair. This was back when I was a youth leader. And all she ever wanted to do was abseil. The only one thing she ever wanted to do, and she couldn't get insurance to do it. So we made that happen for her. There's no insurance, and her parents are okay with it. So we just we tied some ropes around her wheelchair, and I went down on the back of the wheelchair with her. Yeah, we went down about 350 feet. It's fantastic.
It's good fun. That is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Mick, I had no idea what you're going through. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry. Riley don't know. Riley don't know, and I'm not affected by it anymore. I used to be.
You can empathise, but you can't say, I know what you're going through. It's empathy for its kindness, because our human genes are how human kindness.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, half of you guys don't even know the reason why I started the Mixed Mo's channel up, do you?
That's
the
do.
thing. You know?
I do.
It's a whole circle. I was actually cutting grass one day and I just collapsed in a big ball of snot. Just collapsed, crying, didn't know, shaking, didn't know what was going on. I had a wobble. The doctor had a wobble, and he said, you need to sort out what's going on. That was all because of Riley. So fixing lawnmowers and cutting grass, that's why I do mixed mowers.
Your escapism.
Yeah, and it's relevant. It's relevant. You know, I had a breakdown or a wobble because I didn't know how to assist my son with his needs. So it's not about being a tough man, Rhonda. I can tell you 4 years ago I was not a tough man. But it's taken Riley to teach me how to live life. It's taken Riley to do that. And now I look at other people and they're moaning about their cooker's broken down or they got a flat tire on a car. I think, do you know what? I can think of a lot worse situations to be in right now. You know, so it's what it is. Everyone, it's not just me, but I'm quite vocal. You know, this is going to be seen by about 800 people in about the next 4 weeks. I'm only vocal because I understand it and I can embrace it and I can share the love with other people and try and help others as much as I can. And it's what it is. I think autumn came. Yep, I watched that. There you go. Now that man there, despite all the laughing and joking, that man there knows exactly what I'm talking about. I was his boss about 6 years ago. I was his boss. And I walked into the office one day and just started crying and said, I'm done. And all right, Dale. He was there that day. I walked out of a job that paid good money, fantastic money. But the stress was too much and my family life had to come first. And I just jacked. I'm done. Nice to see you, Dale. He's a true friend. Difficult to say, Paige. Difficult to say. And it's not something you should beat yourself upon either. It is what it is. Autism has a way of finding its way into lots of places, and it's not necessarily just through yourself or through your line. It's what it is. I know families that have beaten themselves up as well about it.
But it's the same aspect. I don't agree with some tests. We got offered tests because we didn't think we were going to have any children because the amount of chemo I've had and frying and you name it have done to me.
Yeah.
And they're in the wee miracle. And they wanted to do a test. The big needle went to Bernie's baby, our baby, Bernie's belly, to test for that Down syndrome stuff. And they said, no, doesn't matter. She'll still be loved to our child.
Well, me and Sue had to get tested because of the syndrome. Because Riley can't ever have kids. Simple as that. Because he has a missing chromosome, so there is a very high possibility. In fact, no, I'm certain that he will pass that on. So he won't ever have kids. And we had to get tested, see if it come from one of us. And I was praying it would be me, rather than my wife. I don't think my wife would have coped with it. And it turns out we both got chromosome 17, so it has nothing to do with me. Also, it just one of them things. It just when it copied the DNA, the genetics, it just missed a bit.
If you pardon terminology, Mick, no thing the minute, it's like a freak of nature.
Freak of nature.
Yeah.
It's freak of nature. Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. When the bank transfer went from my phone to Lloyd's to Garden Hire Spares, and it says do not refresh the page, someone refresh the page. It does happen. It just what it is. You know. Yeah, family always comes first, Kathy. You're quite right. Yeah, every single time. Yeah, Dale knows. My mate Dale knows exactly. He was there that day. He remembers it well. It's okay. I'll tell you something. The worst people in the world for getting things off their chest is you lot. Men. You're shit at
Agreed.
it. You're
Agreed.
shit at it. You're crap
Yeah.
at it.
I'll
And
bottle everything with me.
yeah, I tell you, I was exactly the same, and I don't know more. I let people know exactly how I feel, and if you're wrong, I'm gonna tell you. And if I'm wrong, well, I might admit it eventually, but I'll just say it how it is. And Riley has taught me that, and that's what happened down the bottom of the garden. That's what happened. It was me saying, "Stuff it. I'm not doing it no more. I'm not putting up this big pretense of who I am. I am what I am. If you don't like it, you know where the door is. You know." Men are the worst. I started up a chat, a WhatsApp chat, just for SMS dads. I don't run it. I started it up, and there's about 35 to 40 dads on there all over the world. California, Ireland, Germany, everywhere. And we got 15 of his dads together, and we did this 3 peaks challenge, the mountain challenge I've done. And out of those 15 dads, some of the dads have been in this syndrome for about 25 years, and they've never talked about their child to anyone. And sitting round a little campfire up in Glen Nevis, in Glen Cove, it was lovely to see these dads talking about how their kids hit themselves, hurt themselves, and just other dads going, "Yeah, my boy does that." And before you know it, in a day, lifelong friends. These boys now go out on the piss together. They're ringing each other up. They're sharing talks about how to stop your child smearing nappies up the wall and all that sort. Because it's embarrassing to have an 8-year-old smear nappies up the wall, especially in a hotel. You know, but that's a reoccurrence in my house. That's normal life. You know, and now these dads are talking to each other, and the family is growing because dads are crap at it. It's because the way I explain it is that every single dad, whether it be a stepdad, a normal dad, or whether it be an uncle, or whether it be a granddad, or whatever it is, genetically, you're all fixers. You're all mechanics, whether it be changing a fuse, whether it be stripping a wall, whether it be repairing a settee, whatever it is, you have a toolbox somewhere. It may be vast like mine. It may be tiny like a computer technician. It doesn't matter. We're all mechanics. We all like to fix stuff. When you have a syndrome, when you have a child with additional needs or an adult, and you can't fix it, you become useless. You become inadequate. And you go within yourself, I don't know how to cope with this. I can't fix it. Therefore, I'm no good to nobody. That's how it makes you feel, right? Am I right, Emma?
Yes.
You have to learn there are other tools. And the other tools is speech, expression, love, affection, understanding, caring. It's just a different toolbox. That's all it is.
I'm a big softy now.
Now you are. Now you are.
Oh.
It's because you put down your sockets and you picked up your other toolbox. Am I right? Yeah, I know I'm right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know I'm right. It's perspective. Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, I'm telling you now, Riley Boy syndrome, long-term memory is second to none. Second to none. Chris, he could meet you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
You could put your number in your phone or your code. He could see you in 4 months' time and just get your phone and he'll go, unlock it. Just like,
highly intelligent.
But that's when I had a problem in court trying to get his mobility for under Severe Mental Impairment Act. The judge said, "Oh, he's got intelligence." I said, "No, he just has a good long-term memory." I'm talking about stuff that's 8 years ago, 7 years ago. He can remember as clean as day, like it was yesterday. It's crazy.
A pleasure to meet you. Well, a pleasure to meet him. I've will you email a number again later. I know if I sent you it right or no. So I'll do that later. And I remember, but I don't know if Dad was. That's a hard.
Well, yeah, I can't sort of comment on that because I didn't live the life. It sounds like you had it.
On me.
You had it pretty crap. It's not advice. It's not advice. It's love. It's love. It's affection. It's understanding. Isn't it funny when you start talking properly, how the chat just calms down?
Yeah.
People are listening. It's like I'm some kind of preacher.
No, you're
I'm not.
good
I'm a
soul.
dad. I'm just a dad.
Me too.
You
Can I
know.
go to my soapbox for a minute, Mick?
Yeah, you carry. Yeah, you carry on. Yeah.
Well, for every Republicans, I'm eternal. I was given 6 months again 3 weeks ago, and I wouldn't go through what I go through if it wasn't for that young, well, mother half exception to, but for that wee
Yeah.
lass upstairs. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't give a shit. Excuse my French. Because trust me, it is torture what they do to me every 4 weeks now. The needles goes into my stomach and into my hip bones. Takes about 10 minutes for these injections. I'm not trying to steal the limelight here. I'll never ever talk about it again.
No, it's fine, bro.
And the stuff is like high viscosity, and it hurts like the length of a 2-3 inch nail and the same thickness. It hurts like right into the bone and into my stomach. There's these long acting pellet things. It's a new form of treatment I'm getting them. Basically, it's palliative. And as a dad, that's why I do it, because I've discussed that with our half. And operations of what I do and me and stuff, I would not do it if my daughter wasn't there. I just would not do it. I know that I'm scared. I'm not scared to die. I'm scared of leaving her behind. That's because of my dad, and she's changed my life.
We had this chat, Chris.
Yes, I know we did.
We had this chat, and you asked me my advice. Of what would I do? And I told you exactly what I'd do.
And that got me.
Yeah, it was hard making that video. I can assure you of that, because you got me, but I can't start to even comprehend.
It's in there. It's the things. My funeral's planned. I'm getting buried up home in Caithness. I've got my future. I'm to make sure. My goal is to see my. Sorry, I think I was going to shoot myself there. See my daughter's first day of school. That's my goal.
I think you'll achieve that.
So
The will.
It's
the will is there. The will is there. The will is there to do it.
Thinking, I got caught out with that half the other day there because I have a very high pain threshold, what I've been through in life, and I mean a high pain threshold, and I'm in morphine, and I've been rationing them. I've been missing out 2-3 days, and the other half caught me, and I got a rollicking for that. I says, I'm not to be dependent on morphine. So I have a strong mind and will do.
Well, it's like someone just said there. Becoming a dad changed them. The second you hold that little person in your arms, that's for life. And it don't matter how short the life is. That's for life. It's simple, isn't it? Yeah.
Amazing. I've got a cord and everything.
Yeah, Kathy says, where's that one from Kathy? I hate this one here. I would love to have Riley for a week. You need a gum shield, a hard hat, and plenty of sleep. But thank you very much. He's cool.
He's a wee angel.
Yeah, he's cool. And Mrs. P does fantastic with him. Absolutely fantastic with him. It's just some days are just shit. Some days are really crap. But they're not. It's not all the time. But it's as he gets a bit older, we're starting to see things. The gap getting bigger between him and his peers. You know, Riley boys are brilliant. He always makes me smile on the camera. He makes me smile every second of the day. Someone once told me within the charity to look for the small miracles in Riley, because they happen every day. Don't set him big goals that he can't achieve. Look for the small ones, and he will achieve them. And it does. Riley's a real funny kid. You're not joking. He was funny when he turned my compressor right up to 150 bloody psi, the little git. It's only 95 psi. That was hilarious. And he blew my shed up.
What was that?
I got a 95 psi air compressor, and Riley turned it right up to 150. Nearly blew my shed up. It would have gone off like a torpedo. Oh yeah, I could have rung his scrawny neck that day. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's great. Yeah, he's fantastic. Yeah.
They're brilliant, so they're.
Yeah, all kids are brilliant. A friend of my wife's was given 6 months, like you, Chris, and she would not give in. Lived for 17 years.
Oh, I don't. My motto, and take it for you for want this: he who dares wins. I never
Yeah.
give up. I said to Mick the other day there, and I had to rechange it, but there's only. I'll get my back waxed if you want, Mick, but there's only one part of me ain't getting no hot wax near it.
Well, you
No
might.
hell, no way.
It might. It might be a double whammer one day because I might have to come up. It might have to get done together in video. You never know. Because if I do it, you ain't backing out of it, brother.
No. No, but it's just the thought of hot wax somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting waxed, are
Can
you?
someone get rid of that, please, for me? Any mods in the house?
What was that? Some clown?
Yeah, some boy in there wants. He obviously wants one of my stickers, doesn't he? Send me your address, brother. I'll send it over to you. Because you're just a fool.
Yeah, we'll send them over to my channel at 11 o'clock.
I just don't entertain them. Thank you very much, J&J. Keep on them, mate, for me. I don't give me airtime, Nick. I don't. Not worth doing. Hi, Brucey boy. How you doing? You're back, are you? We're still on the chat about disabilities and bits and pieces, and you know.
I can't see him in the chat. I leave comments back because I'm on my iPad.
No, that's right. I've got mods in there that are doing it. Cheers, M&J. You're a star. Thank you, buddy. I don't believe it's specialist, but I think one day Riley will grow out of it and be a top lawnmower fixer. Well, if he can turn out to be half the man that I am, I've done a better job. Simple as that. As long as he doesn't pick up my foul language, because there'd be no editing skills with Riley. Yeah, you just get a few people to turn up, Kath. Don't even worry about it. My mods are on it. Don't worry about it. They're just obviously a little bit lonely. You get them like that. It's my own fault. I should have spotted it before it come through on my chat. I was busy talking there. What was that, Brucey boy? My daughter is at 3 years old. Riley was 4 years old. Riley was diagnosed, so we had 4 years of it before we knew what was going on. But they told him. No, you go.
Did Riley have speech problems, Mick?
Oh yeah, it still does. It does now. Riley, knowing what I know now, I would have said it was SMS from day one. Okay, it's not too educated. Riley, as a baby, was a fantastic baby. Slept all the way through the night, Chris. 8 hours. The midwife was saying, "You've got to wake him up to feed him." And I was like, "No, wait. I'm a qualified dad. If he's sleeping, brother. I'll wake him. I'll feed him in the morning when he's hungry." You know?
Aaron slept through the night too.
The chances are Riley wasn't asleep at all. The chances are he was just awake, and we didn't hear him because he didn't have the ability to cry.
Well, we thought she slept through the night.
Yeah, didn't have the ability to do any of that. And Sue tried to breastfeed at first, and he couldn't get hold of that. We tried bottle feeding, he couldn't get hold of that because he had no coordinational skills and pour, suck, and swallow reflexes in the mouth, which he still has now. So we had to modify teats on bottles. So I was down my shed with my small drill bits, you know, making them. I'm a fixer, right? I can fix that. So we did all that. And then he was slow to roll over. He was slow to sit up. He was slow to walk. He didn't walk to his second birthday. So knowing what I know now, Oris is SMS, but he got given the umbrella diagnosis of global development delay, which just means he's behind compared to his peers. That's all that means. So I then pushed for a genetic blood test, which I weren't happy to do, but I just sat in the chair with the doctor until he gave me it. I wasn't going to move. I made it abundantly clear. So give us the testing, and lo and behold, chromosome 17 microdeletion on the RAL1 gene, short arm. There it was. And now I know. It's easier because you can understand it. But when I went to my doctors, when they said, when I said, he said, ring it. He rang me. So you got to come in. We've got a diagnosis for Riley. So I said, okay. So I went in there. He said, oh, he's got Smith-Magenis syndrome. I said, cool. What's that? Is it life limiting? He said, don't know. I said, what does it mean? He said, I don't know. He said, I've printed off a top 10 fun fact sheet of Smith-Magenis. And I said, what do you mean top 10 fun fact sheet? What's that all about? And it was just a NHS guideline Wikipedia on SMS. And the doctor couldn't advise, couldn't anything. He didn't know. So I went on the internet like you do as a parent, went on the internet. I searched it, and I started crying because of his images and whatever coming through.
I'm still listening, sorry.
And then I found a charity in the UK and in Scotland. I become a member, and within 10 minutes of me becoming a member, I had a phone call from Scotland, and it was Hazel. And we spent about an hour and a half on the phone chatting. Then she spent an hour and a half on the phone talking to Sue straight afterwards. And since that day, the community's just grown. Hazel rings me every week, and I ring her every week, and I'm in contact with over 500 people across the world daily.
Oh.
Emails asking for help. I need help with mobility. I need help with blue badges. My son is smearing poo up the wall. My child is headbutting walls. My child put a head through a window. How to get car seats to work, and how do you claim for this? How do you claim for that? And every day I get emails. It's crazy.
But I wrote you under it.
Yep, it happens. Hell, Chris is going to outlive me. I'm telling you.
I've had trees. My brother, when I was talking about the forest, I'll regress a wee bit and go on a wee tangent. My brother's felt umpteen trees and we went out in the forest with him. You name it, I've did it. And I'm still here. Strong will.
Yeah, you got to be. It's just come back that time. You come back. 2 seconds, people. I'm missing chat here. No, it's still got him. Keep an eye out for him at M&J. He's still there, buddy. He's still there. I did time him out for a bit. What was that?
Can't believe me brother's just come in on the side chat.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Paul Jones.
Oh, yeah. How you doing, Paul? Nice to see you, buddy.
Respect. What's that?
Yeah. Bruce also has a child with additional needs, in case you didn't know.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm aware. Yeah, same with you, Bruce. Oh, Bruce, trust me, you can't stop them from coming in. That's the one thing you can't stop. That's only one problem. You can't stop them. However, there is moderators in here that are the ones with blue wrenches in the chat. They're my moderators, and they will delete them people for me and report them and remove them. So they're working behind the scenes. So don't worry about them. Just don't give them a time.
Hey, Mick.
Yeah.
If you want to send them over to my channel, you're more than welcome to, mate.
I know you enjoy it, sort of thing. I just find that it's better if for my channel, which is for my Riley boy, is that I don't give them any form of airtime, and they get bored very quick. I'm just making a few more mods in here. Just make sure I don't highlight any of the Bruce. I know that I am here as well. Right, buddy. Yeah, Bruce is one of my favorites on YouTube. Even when he's repairing his pants. Yeah, that's cool. And you have an advantage, Bruce, if that's the case as well. You have an advantage because you get a bit of a break, and it's important to have a break too because it is full time. That's why me and Mrs. P take turns because
You're
you can
retarded.
have a break, So yeah, it's all good stuff. You just gotta take every day as it comes. Don't worry about them, Paigey. They're cool. They're just lonely people. They need love too. Hi, Gary. How you doing? Nice to see you. Did Elms come in? I see Elms. Yeah, there's Elms. How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you, mate. We're just chit chatting. Like, actually, it took a funny turn tonight. It went from lawnmower repairs to additional needs. How cool is that? How did that happen? Which is cool. She's here today. Oh, cool. What are you up to, Bruce? You up to much with her? Is she doing your head in? Is she in your workshop tidying up your wrenches?
Or in the case of my daughter, she steals them and goes elsewhere and hides them.
Yeah, a break is required. You're quite right, buddy. I know that. Sometimes I just say to Sue, go and get your hair cut. Go and get your hair cut. Go and get your nails done. Go and take an hour out. If we're really up against it, She loves the shop. Yeah. So does my rider boy. He loves going in there. My boys keep asking me to make YouTube videos with him, but I don't even want a photographer at my wedding. I know that feeling. Trust me, I know that feeling. I wasn't up for that when I got married. I hated standing for photographs. It did my head in. And Sue wanted one of these a la carte meals for a sit down. It's not going to happen. We had a finger buffet, and that was the end of it. had to be Scotch eggs in there, sausage rolls, chicken wings, and whatever. That's what was going to happen.
Mrs. P's a nurse, isn't she? Is she?
She's a healthcare assistant, which is
Still very
one down. She works in orthopedics, so anyone that's had hip replacement, knee replacements, shoulder replacements.
I've been there.
Yeah, she works in there, and she does everything from bed baths to shaving people's faces. If people are coming around, she massages their feet for them. She's a little Florence Nightingale, is what she is. She won't admit it, but she is.
My mum was a nurse sister, and that, and she worked with geriatrics. Of high admiration.
Sue was telling me a while ago that some old boy was in there in his 80s, and he had no one to visit him. No one was going to come and visit him. End of. They weren't going to happen. So he was feeling about crap about himself. So Sue said, "I'd massage your feet." He said, "I don't need much." She said, "Yeah, you do." So she pulled a blanket up and she massaged his feet. She shaved him up. He's all bristly, like an old badger. She shaved him up, spruced him up, gave him a bed bath, changed his sheets for him, and he said he felt $1 million. Sue spent about 40 minutes with him, just making him feel good. He had his knee done or what have you, and no one was going to come and give him a box of chocolates and a bag of grapes. But yeah, Sue just spent the time with him. That's
kind-hearted. So
she comes home tired because she has to lift his people up manually, and some people are not as nice as you would like them to be when you're being cared for. But she's my Florence Nightingale. She looks after me. That's all I need.
I must have been very cheeky when I was getting my hip operation. I've no bone in my left hip. They cut the top off the pelvis, glued the thing in, and cut the top off my femur, and hammered a spike down in. So I says, "I'll get this stuff into." So they must have been very cheeky. I says, "Am I be bruised?" "No, you're just going to be bruised on the left side." My right bum cheek was all bruised too, so I must have been very cheeky. So I went to the right leg to my back side for being cheeky. Get involved. Oh, great stuff.
Someone's just copied my account.
What?
Yeah, someone just copied my account. They do that. It wasn't me, by the way, people. That was somebody else who wants to copy my account because they're saddos. Just going to remove that person and get them reported. That's not a problem. That's done. Just keep an eye on them, buddy boys. They're in there mucking about. We do that. That's what I do, Chris. They copy your account, copy everyone's account, and then just.
Well, you can't. I got hacked the other day there, and trust me, some things were said about, you know, I'm talking about. They're very lucky.
Oh yeah, definitely all the time. Yeah, what is that? Was that the account when you're on about M&J? Yeah, that's what it'll make. Yeah, it's fine. They do that. They do that. They're just trying to get me to bite, and it won't happen. If you want me to bite, come around my house. Paige is on it. Good girl, Paige. Don't need to tell everyone, Mick. Yeah. My associate, she is cool. Hi, everyone on the panel and in the chat. First time here. Very nice to meet all of you. How you doing? Nice to see you too.
Oh.
Get them, Paige. Yeah, it's fine. No worries, M&J's cool. When Root, are you new too? I've never seen you before. Are you all good? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, mate. Yeah, I'm doing good. In fact, I'm going to be shutting down the stream shortly. I wasn't even going to go live tonight. I was just sat here on my top.
I know that's why I come on because you said you weren't. Well, sorry, rephrase that. I saw you because you said you weren't coming on, so I saw. Oh, there's Matt. I'm in.
Yeah, a few people went live earlier on for like half an hour. So getting into it, and then all of a sudden, I just pushed a button. Before you know it, it was all going bonkers. No, look, what it is, we just went live again. We had a break for 45 minutes and just went live again, didn't we, Chris?
Yeah.
It's funny enough, but it's funny because this man here was only going to be on here for 10 minutes. Jay, say it again.
Fix that lawnmower.
Gum. Key thump.
Gum.
Hey, Chris, are you going to do that challenge tomorrow? What I've got to do on Dusty's stream?
I ain't doing it.
I'll do it.
What, dog food?
Aye, I don't care. What's it going to do? Not at the end to me.
I ain't doing it. Got no chance.
You should have seen him last week on the, what was it? On the raw egg. I just come out and said, oh, I'll do a raw egg, and you should have seen the crap that he was putting in with it.
What a waste of good whiskey.
I'll tell you something.
Whiskey.
Yeah, it's not, I'm not doing the dog one. It's not going to happen. I'm glad I went, but this is an important one because we talked about Riley. Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah. I've never hid nothing away. Never hid nothing away. Lots of people who are in my close circle, and they know who they are. They knew from day one. They knew, and it's the reason why I started my channel up. And that's why he's there, and he'll be there in 20 years' time. But it'll be him undoing the nuts because I'll be told to bloody do it. Simple as that.
No, I think one of the good things when I come on YouTube, the amount of friends that I've made.
Yeah, I've made friends. I've made friends all over the world, And
no, there was one called Anthony Cantor, and he got me into doing all the live streaming, and then I was just popping all my jokes out, and we've been friends ever since, and that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, I've met some seriously cool people, who I appreciate fully, and people who have got problems on their chest that they've shared with me.
And I've made a new brother.
Yeah, exactly that. And I met this really cool bloke as well. I don't even know him. His name's Bruce Pinder. He's really cool too. He's really cool, and we chat quite often over email and what have you, through video messaging and what have you, through doing videos and what have you. We chat very often. I've met some seriously cool people, and if you can talk on a live stream for 2.5 hours about your kids, about your problems, about your shortfalls, your shortcomings, problem shared, problem halved, and if you share it again, it's quartered, and therefore it don't become a problem, and that's what it's all about.
No, like when you start talking about blooming anything, the amount of support that you get off it.
Yes. Yeah. Friend you never met, you're right, Bruce. I don't talk about my daughter much as I don't have her. It's irrelevant, Bruce. Whether she lives with you or not, I would still say she lives with you 24/7 because she's there
She lives in there, yeah.
24/7. Don't stop her being a dad, right?
No,
You're still a dad. You're a dad 24/7. I have to ring my boys up when they ain't rang me in about a week. I'll just text them, "Are you still alive?" You know, you're still a dad. You're still on guard. You know, and that's what it's about. You're okay. What's that, Saber? In days, you're okay, I suppose, Mick. Go giving it all the big one. Oh, cheers. I got Paige. Look, Mick is okay. You need to rephrase that, Paige, right now. It's the second time you said that to me. There you go. See, I was right. You are a great Uncle Dale. He's one of my best friends, is Dale. I tell you, he's a real cool dude. Seriously cool. Jay is great. Oh, I'm not having that. Bye, Jay. I'm not having that, Paige. That's not going to happen. You can't say Mick is okay and Jason's great, and he ain't said nothing all bloody night. Apart from you bag on Mickey Font.
I've said bits about my kids and stuff. You know that.
Yes. Right.
And that's
Well, I'm
not
going to go.
something I talk about very often on something like this.
It's been good, eh? I've enjoyed it.
I gotta admit, Jay, you're starting to get a double chin now, mate.
I know.
It happens as you get old.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, I'm going to nip off. Don't forget, tomorrow, 2:00, mixed mowers, and I will be at full tilt because there's some payback to be given to some people who have given me jip during the week.
Before you go, Mick, how's your palpitations?
No change. I get it. 4th of December, I get my ECG done and my blood test done for my heart, so we shall see. But no better, no worse. It is what it is, and like any challenge in life, I shall hit it head on. End of.
Right.
So, cheers, Nick. Cheers, Chrissy
Yeah,
boy.
I'll catch you all later. In about 5 minutes, I'm going to start having some fun.
Right, mate. No worries. That's cool.
See you, Nick.
Yeah.
See you later, guys.
See you tomorrow at 2:00. Tell our people, look after yourselves, and I'll see you if you're about 2:00 tomorrow UK time.
Catch you in a bit.
Show. Take it easy. I'll see you all soon. No, mate.
Bye, brother. Bye, brother.